Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 60 of Punching Up Last Stand Media's weekly Nintendo podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have both my lovely co-hosts. This week we're going to start with Mrs. Micah Moriarty. Micah, how are you? How are you? Hello, are you? How are you?
How are you now? The real Letterkenny approach.
How are you?
I'm doing very well. I don't know if I've given an update on any of the shows yet. That the new charcoal I tried, excellent. Top tier, very happy with it. If you haven't tried Cowboy brand hardwood briquettes at 44 cents a pound, they're cheaper than Kingsford, much better performance, and I'm putting them on par with my expensive charcoal that was like 80 cents a pound. So wow. I'm a really big fan. If you have these at your local Walmart, check them out. I'm going to be stocking up because it's really excellent charcoal.
Damn, that's what Micah stocks up on, like a pandemic. Charcoal. People are getting toilet paper, just getting charcoal. I like it.
I mean, I tell dude, when I ran out of charcoal last week, I had like a bad feeling. It was like putting the last roll of toilet paper out and be like, we have no more. I was like, there's no charcoal in the house. Like, it was a bad feeling.
That's awesome. And also Mr. Gene Park. Gene, how are you, man?
Pretty exhausted. I know the audience is a little shocked to hear that Colin sleeps at like 4, 5, or 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Which I get, but I also do that sometimes. And this morning is one of those mornings. I was up late playing, and we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But I was up late playing Expedition 33.
Yeah. Very nice.
Running away, so...
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts, dude.
Yep.
Looks very cool. All right. Before we get in the show, everyone, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia if you'd like to support us. You can get early access to this show as well as our other shows, Sacred Symbols Plus. Spoiler casts that you guys did on Last of Us. You guys are doing that every week for season 2. As long as this show goes on. I have no idea how long it is, but they're there on Patreon. If you're curious about that, you want to watch them talk about it. Get the details. I'm sure there's nothing dramatic going on in that show.
No, nothing at all. Yeah. It's very tame.
Yes. And if you want to get some merch, what is it? Store? Or is it laststandmedia.store? I don't have mine in notes. Laststandmedia.store. If you want to get some merch, get some shirts, stickers, free shipping on those stickers, by the way. And Micah will send them out to you personally. So if you want something packed in by Micah, spend some money there. And also... leave us a nice rating on your podcast service of choice, YouTube, all that good stuff. We greatly appreciate it. We like to keep spreading our filth across the internet, so let people know. All right, guys. This is from Tao Tanzua. Believe it or not, I have a question about Nintendo's drag and drive game, the wheelchair sports one. Yeah, we know what it is. Sounds like it's been consistently reported that Nintendo staff have been instructed to say, quote, "We don't call them wheelchairs. We call them vehicles," end quote. I know we just expect Nintendo to be a little weird, but why make a whole game about wheelchairs and then refuse to admit they are wheelchairs? Yeah, why can't you just call it a wheelchair? What's wrong with that? A wheelchair is a vehicle, I suppose.
It is, and it's just it's what it is, dude. Like, look at it. Like,
it is what it is. Yeah.
I did see a really funny comment on our Reddit, and they were like, the game should have been, drag X drive, farewell to legs. And like, I was like,
farewell to legs. Oh man.
But no, this is one of the strangest things. It's like the creator of Hello Kitty being like, she's not a cat. She's a little girl.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, what do you mean?
I'm like, so what? Like, they're all just playing pretend, I guess. It's like, she's a cat, bro. Like, they're all cats and they're little animals. If Pom Pom Pern is actually a little boy running around with his butthole out, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
Like, so, it's like, this just doesn't work. And they're not cats. I mean, they're not people, they're cats.
Yeah, that Hello Kitty thing sounds pretentious. Just let them be a cat. Just let them be animals.
Dude, like, okay, so what? Tuxedo Sam isn't really a penguin who collects bow ties. He's just a little kid with a bunch. He has 365 ties. Okay, like, does that sound normal for a small child? I don't
know. No, it's nonsense. I don't know, but yeah, this is I don't know. Seems kind of Nintendo. That's just a Nintendo thing. That's what they do. They're always got to make little tweaks on things for some reason. Always.
What if they put one of these in Mario Kart though?
That'd be
like, what if they add that as a DLC cart?
Dude, the Dragon Drive guy, the ODST guy, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd be big time into that. Hopefully they do. All right, here's Fat Lee Adama. Dude, Colin laughed at this name as well. We read them on Summon Sign.
Whenever I see him in the Patreon comments, it cracks me up because it is such a weird like section. I don't even like Battlestar Galactica, okay? I had to watch it with Colin for Knockback. And getting to that section though, where Lee like lets himself go and it was just like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, I didn't know what the hell. I was like, I thought it was like Adam at first. But he's like, no, it's Adama. I'm like, who's Adama? And he's like, it's Battlestar Galactica. I'm like, I've never seen that show. It looks lame.
It is lame. But there are some funny moments sprinkled in. And I mean, the performances are good. Edward James Olmos, top tier. But the show itself, garbage. I
know there's at least 20 people listening that are mad at us now for that. At least me and Micah, yeah.
But you know what, Brad? You know what was the most infuriating thing? I watched the whole show with Colin, okay, for Knockback, right? He watched the last episode without me. And then he's like, well, I didn't think you'd want to watch it. You didn't like the show. I was like, I've been on this ride.
Yeah. The last episode? Oh, my God.
So I've never seen it. I don't know how the show ends.
We'll never find out, probably.
I might just Google it at some point.
Yeah. Anyways, they wrote in, hey, Dick Punchers. On Consolation, Chris brought up the fact that he once tried to put chocolate syrup in water to see what chocolate water tastes like. The boys agreed that even for Micah, that would be a bridge too far. Can Micah weigh in on chocolate water?
God, even that phrase is awful.
Yeah. Sounds like a Limp Bizkit album.
I want to go back to sleep now.
Yeah, me too.
I can't say whether or not I would try that. However, I do love to wash down like chocolate with water. So like you have like a piece of chocolate cake and then like a nice glass of ice water. Or like yesterday I was eating those were like Whopper Robin eggs, like one of my favorite Easter candies. Wash that down with water, a Cadbury cream egg. So I do love the refreshment of water with chocolate. Perhaps it would be, I don't think it would be good, but it wouldn't be maybe the worst thing ever.
Yeah. You pair stuff strangely, I would say. Like, imagine eating like a T-bone steak and just having like Nesquik with it. Being like, all right. It's like, okay. I mean,
that doesn't sound bad.
I know it doesn't to you.
Oh, no, it's a glass of chocolate milk. In elementary school, they put that with everything. Pizza day, milk.
That's true.
Soup, milk.
But that's like for like 6-year-olds, I guess.
All right, well. Somebody likes it.
Yeah, somebody likes it. All right, fair enough. You know what? You could have your chocolate milk with whatever. I don't care. Just keep it away from me. Then we're good to go. I mean,
I haven't had a glass of chocolate milk probably in 15 years. You know?
Wow.
It's been a long time.
Damn.
It's just not the same with almond milk. It's not the same.
That's true. It doesn't hit the same.
No, dude, like True Moo chocolate milk. It's like borderline thicker than regular milk, and the chocolate. It's to die for. That'd be my like death row last meal.
Chocolate milk.
Well, like chocolate milk with something.
Yeah, you might die before you make it to the chair.
Yeah, you know what? Replace the chair with a toilet.
Yeah. You're gonna die on that toilet like Elvis. Oh man. All right, guys, let's talk about some actual Nintendo news. The Switch 2 pre-order dates are for North America. Finally, we've been waiting a long time with all the tariffs and all that kind of stuff. Oh shit, I just closed it. But by the time you guys hear this, you could probably pre-order it, mostly for you guys out there. But pre-orders start the 24th, which is Thursday, but a lot of them are starting it at midnight, like at Wednesday. So probably, like for me, for example, Best Buy pre-orders go up at Wednesday at 9 p.m. So I'll be ready to go, ready to buy that. But we got GameStop, April 24th, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. They're doing online and store in store. That's pretty cool. Good luck to everyone
as soon
going
as
there.
stores open, which like that. Here's the tricky thing. Okay, with GameStop, it's like as soon as doors open, pre-orders start. For my local store, that's 10 a.m. So it's like, do I drive to the store and like camp out at like 9 a.m.
Yes.
and try and get one, or do I just say like, well, the website starts at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
and I just hold out?
Here's what I would do, Micah. I would go hard just for this one day for security, because you'll have peace of mind if you go in hard and you get it done. Then you'll be like, okay, I'm good. You won't have to worry about it. Just deal with it for one day. Just be annoyed. Just get it done. Do what you got to do, man. Target, midnight Eastern time, and Walmart is midnight Eastern time as well. So, for all you out there, good luck. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but hopefully it's pretty chill. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm sure we'll get one. We'll be good. We're fine. I'm going to try to pre-order too, because Dustin will be here. We're going to try to do the in-store pickup together. That'd be sick, but we'll see.
Oh, that'll be cute.
Yeah, well, because he'll be here already, so we might as well.
These long-distance relationships are so hard.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Going to GameStop together.
Oh, I'm not going to GameStop. I'm going to Best Buy. Fuck GameStop.
Best Buy, yeah.
I hope Best Buy immediately crashes and your only resort is GameStop.
I mean, I would do it. I'm like, all right, I'll make a temporary truce with GameStop just for that. Best Buy has not let me down, though. I've picked up many consoles there and many things over the years. They've been awesome to me.
It was funny to see people react to GameStop announcing the pre-order dates and the prices and everything like that. And they're like, wait, why is GameStop announcing this first? I think Nintendo announced it at the same time. One thing, though, is that it does seem like at a glance that Nintendo and GameStop actually have a pretty good relationship.
Yeah.
Because when I was at the Tears of the Kingdom launch, the GameStop CEO was there. I got to meet him.
That's
cool.
I
was like, oh, what are you doing here? And he was like, well, we still sell video games. I'm like,
yeah, that's true.
That's right.
That's true. For now,
and you're here to support one of your biggest vendors, Nintendo.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yeah, so they were all palling around with Doug Bowser and all Bill Trinan and all of them. So it's like, yeah, I think they're pretty tight. So yeah, I feel like that GameStop they would probably do, like, get GameStop know like right away. They're like, yeah, go ahead, post it, it's fine.
Yeah. So that's my plan for it. Gene, you'll probably get it from Nintendo, but are you going to try to get an extra one or like buy one or anything like that, or buy some stuff?
I've been debating that, right? Because it's like, you never know with Nintendo.
You never know.
To be
true.
Like, no, Gene, not for you this time.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get one, but that said, I think I'm just going to bow out at the pre-order madness. I was thinking about doing it just to have one. I just like buy my own, and it's $450, which is not that expensive, but it's not a lot of money that I have right now because I spent a lot of money in the past month or so on taxes, especially.
Yeah, tax season. Yeah,
dude, the taxes killed me. So yeah, I think I'll even if I don't get one, then it'll just be like the good old days where I didn't buy game consoles at launch ever. Like I said before, the Wii is the only console I've ever bought at launch.
Yeah, that's true.
So
we'll see. Yeah, Micah, what are your plans?
Yeah, so Colin and I gonna tag team this. I'm gonna be on the Target website. He's gonna go Walmart. I mean, it's a toss up. Do I send him to Walmart or Best Buy? I'm gonna go Walmart. But we'll see if we can't get one then like we said, the next day GameStop like opens. So I will have to decide if I want to drive to our local store in the morning and see. Here's the thing: if I roll up there at like 9 a.m. and there's like a line, I'm already out. Because you don't know how many they have. They could have 15. They could have 20. If there's like a big line of people, I'm like, I'm not doing that, and I'll just go on the website. But if I rolled up and there was like 3 people, then I'd get in line. Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think it'll be pretty long. I would say you have to get there like 6 hours early, maybe even more.
Well, here's the thing, like we're in the suburbs. It's a work day and a school day.
Doesn't matter.
What I'm saying is there's not a lot of people here like our age who like it's it's a ton of families specifically, and I'm like, I feel like these are the people who are going to wait till Christmas to buy one anyways. I feel like a lot of these people are the ones who are like, you're getting that for Christmas, Jimmy. You don't just get a random Switch 2. And I'm like, hell yeah, Jimmy, because I'm the adult and I buy it. Like, where I used to live, and there were a lot of young people because it was a college town, there I'd be like really scared. But here I'm kind of like, I might be one of the few adults who's like, I don't have to take time off work. I'm just available to go do this. You know, we'll see. We'll see. I could be completely wrong, and there will be a line around the block. But I feel like my chances might be pretty good, just given on like where I live.
Sure. Yeah, I live in a pretty populated area, so I know I remember midnight launch or stuff like this. The lines are pretty long, so I'm just gonna try online. I've had good luck doing that, but I don't know. We'll see. I gotta have my girlfriend do the same thing as you did. 2 sites, 3 sites, maybe at one time, 4 sites, have them ready to go.
Dude, like if my parents were more tech savvy, I'd be like, I need you to be on this website at this time. And you know what would happen is they would end up like calling me, and then like none of us would get one because I'd be like distracted. So it's not happening.
Yeah. What are you gonna buy when you get the thing? Are you just gonna get the Mario Kart bundle? Is that what you're going for?
That's all I want, really. I might try and grab one of the new Pro controllers, but like the goal is the Mario Kart bundle. And then if there are any scraps left over, we'll see. But like that's the ultimate goal, is to get that Mario Kart bundle.
Yeah. What about Eugene? If you bought one, what would you try to get?
It'd be the Mario Kart bundle, of course.
Just that, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll get, of course, the bundle, but I think I'm going to get a Pro controller as well. I want those back buttons.
Oh yeah, I'll get a Pro controller for sure.
Love the back buttons.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a Joy-Con. Those are $96. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No thanks. I'm good.
I think I'll stick with the ones that come for a bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or
good.
even the ones that you have. I don't know. So
Yeah. But then they'll make some cool Zelda one, and I'll get fucked over as always. That's what happens. And they'll do some Xenoblade one for Gene or something like that.
Monster Hunter.
Oh, that's gonna happen, guaranteed. Sometime.
Yeah. You know, Capcom is like busy as hell,
salivating. At the mouth with that.
Monster Hunter Wilds into the Switch 2. And
absolutely.
It'll probably run like crap, actually.
It's gonna run bad, dude.
It's gonna run so bad. You know, look, the Switch 2, I'm sure is gonna be a great system, and it runs a lot of games great. But Monster Hunter Wild is not an optimized game. So
yeah, that is not it. Yeah. All right, guys. So we got our first Nintendo Switch 2 commercial, and I thought this was actually a really clever one. This one has Paul Rudd showing off the Switch 2. But what's great about this is he did a commercial they recreated a commercial pretty much he did with the Super Nintendo back in the 90s. So he's back again. He's a bigger star than ever, but now they're showing off the chat function, which looks awful still when you're playing it, and I'm really happy they're just showing you how it's going to be. But it was really cool. I thought it was cute just to see Paul Rudd and his friends playing it, just reliving that memory. Because I like Paul Rudd. He's a very jolly guy to me. So I thought that was very clever and un-Nintendo-like to actually do that, recreate that commercial. Did you see it, Micah?
Yes. So obviously the original commercial is not something I was nostalgic for. I'd heard of it. Like I'd seen it because I'd seen like compilations of celebrities and commercials, like Jason Alexander doing like the McDonald's ads, back in the day. So I had seen that commercial in a compilation of celebrity ads before they were like wicked famous. But seeing this, I was like, oh, that's really cool that they actually went back and snagged him for this. I'm sure he cost a lot more this time around, but he does seem like someone who would be genuinely happy to do that as well. Obviously don't know the guy, but it seems like, hell yeah, dude, let's recreate a commercial from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Like, that's awesome. I do like that. It's like Nintendo sometimes leans into the nostalgia and sometimes doesn't. And this was a great example of them doing it.
Yeah, it worked well. And I like that he's wearing kind of like the same outfit he was wearing from the 90s commercial. That was a good touch. Very nice. Gene, did you see this commercial?
I sure did. I saw
What'd you think?
I saw it growing up, the original one.
Yeah, the original one, yeah.
Yeah, that was a commercial that got me hyped when I saw it on the TV, and I'd be like, Daddy, give me a Super Nintendo, Yeah. And sure enough, he did, and that was the greatest moment of my childhood. But that commercial felt powerful,
Yeah.
it was like a dream to be Paul Rudd, to be able to play Super Nintendo, you know.
Yeah, it's like giant TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this giant
ethereal.
TV, right? And
Yeah.
and then like all the neighborhood kids are like waking up and realizing, oh my god, there's a guy with a Super Nintendo in our neighborhood. Let's go rob his ass, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go rob his white ass, you know. But I did see also the new one too. You know, now we're playing together, super together, very cute. One thing about Paul Rudd though is that I almost didn't recognize him when I saw him.
Oh, really?
Because, you know,
The haircut and everything?
this is the first time I think Paul Rudd has ever looked old.
Damn, it's
Ever.
happening.
Ever. And I think it's that gross wig and the oversized jacket that he was forced to wear because that was what he was wearing in the 90s, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they were showing his face, I was like, wow, this is really the first time I've noticed. Did you guys see that picture of George Clooney? And he dyed his hair black.
Dude, it looks so bad.
Okay, I gotta Google
it.
this.
It looks so bad.
Yeah. So he's doing it for a role, right? And he I think he even said, yes, I realize I look old. But this is also the first time where he looks like ancient George Clooney.
Wow.
Right?
That is like it just doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. The silver fox is him, right? But then now when he has black hair, he looks really, really old. And then so Paul Rudd, they just give him a jet black wig, contrast with his face. That doesn't look good. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I don't color my hair. It's why I'm a silver fox too. You know, because
I ain't gonna color mine.
Yeah, because like the older I get, the worse, the stupider it's gonna look. Maybe, I don't know. I'm Asian. You know, I am talking about, you know, two white guys. So.
True.
Or I mean, you know, George Clooney is Lebanese, I think, but you know, I white passing guys, I guess. Well, I am Asian. I am Asian, so who knows whether I'll end up looking old like they are. Like Hideo Kojima colors his hair like completely.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretty old.
He's 60 some. He's 60 some years old. There's no Asian with hair that black. He is coloring it like every week.
See, on him, like, he has definitely a like supreme stylist who just nailed like the color looks very natural. Because the biggest thing with like older men dyeing their hair, it's not that it doesn't match your face necessarily. Like the tone for Paul Rudd's definitely the problem, but like it's like, dude, it's like flat. Yep. There's no highlights. Men aren't asking for highlights. So if you say just dye my hair real dark, they'll do it, and you end up looking like you put shoe polish on your head. Yeah. Versus like, exactly, you know, if you get highlights and you add tone and dimension, it's completely different. Like the biggest problem with George Clooney in these photos, it's like, bro, your hair is all one color.
Yeah.
And that might appear on camera, but like in real life, if you see my hair in the sunlight, there are shades of light brown mixed in. And that's what makes it look like my hair is not just like jet black in person.
Yeah.
This is my natural hair. I'm not saying I color my hair. Don't start.
Micah colors her hair.
I've never colored my hair.
It's colored her hair.
I did one time in middle school, those boxed highlight sets with the little rake, and you do like the stripes.
My God, that's
I
so
had
funny.
like the orange stripe highlights.
That's so funny.
I wanted to be like all the little white girls.
Yeah. Yes, very early 2000s emo pop girl.
Yeah, I had bleach spots in my hair too, Micah. My hair has been so many colors when I was younger.
Oh, yeah. See, I've never actually colored like my whole head of hair before.
Oh, really?
Well, the thing with curly hair, it does not have the same shine. So when you get your hair dyed, like if I dyed my hair red or like pink, it is only going to have a really nice shine if I straightened it.
Yeah.
It just really doesn't capture the light the same way. And it just looks dull. It looks like your color is faded like the day you do it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work very well, like, unless it's like a synthetic wig, which has high shine. That's when you'll see curly hair like really colorful. And I'm like, that's not real hair. Like that bitch's hair is fake.
Yeah. Bitch's hair is fake. Yeah. True, dude. Yeah. And your hair is very dark. So if you want to get a lot of colors, you got to put like bleach it a lot and stuff like that. My hair is fairly light, so it's pretty easy for me to do it. But man, I haven't had any like crazy neon colors, but like I've had like black hair when I was younger and other brown shades and stuff like that, bleach spots, but nothing like bright purple or anything like that. That was a little too annoying for me. No, thank you.
Yeah.
8 years ago, I was 35, of course, and I've been going great since I was in high school. Honestly, this has been a whole thing. Even before I started smoking cigarettes, it's just genetic, right? But I always promised myself that when I hit 35, I would color my hair. Unfortunately, I got pretty gray already by 35. But then I started. But I kept to my promise. I was like, I'm 35 now. And I've always looked 35 since I was 16, but now that I'm actually 35, I need to worry about that now. So I started coloring my hair, and that cost me like a good like $150 every single time I went.
Yeah.
And that got really expensive, and I would just like not go as often because it was expensive, and then so like it would grow back in. Yeah, and it would just look like it would actually look pretty cool for like a week when it was like when like the grays would go in on the sides, and I had a real like Mr. Fantastic Four, Mr. Reed, Richard Reed type look going, or even George Clooney, right, when he was younger. And even like the Asian girls that I would date back in the day were like, "Oh yeah, you're like an Asian George Clooney," which made me feel great, honestly.
Sure.
Let's be real, right? And then after a year and a half later, I was like, I can't keep this up, man. Like, this sucks. It's expensive. And I kind
maintenance.
And I kind of feel like a fraud walking around with black hair when I know that that's not really how I am. And so I definitely wanted to avoid like the Paul Rudd, George Clooney thing. But then I look at Hideo Kojima. It's like, man, he's got that shit on though, for real.
He had me fooled.
Yeah.
Yeah. He probably does it like every week. You're right, Gene.
Yeah,
very frequently,
right? For it to be that consistent,
touch-ups.
Root
touch up,
yeah. For it to be that consistent, like he's photographed every day. He's taking pictures of himself every day. So
he tweets a lot.
He loves Twitter. Japanese people love Twitter. Japanese people don't have any hang-ups about Elon Musk or anything like that. They just tweet.
Yeah, they just tweet.
He loves Twitter. So
he has gray in his beard though. I mean, I guess he doesn't have much of a beard, but there's a little gray there.
There's gray there.
That's how you
know that he's dyeing his hair, because if he's gray there, then he's definitely.
I have like some gray in my beard when it grows a little bit, and I have like a little bit here, but not a lot yet. Some parts go grayer first. Just depends.
And you're not like super young.
No, I'm old as fuck, dude.
Yeah, you got some good genes, man.
I'll be 38 next month.
That's crazy.
Getting old as shit, ready to die. Yeah, my brother turned 40 and he texts me and he goes, halfway to dead. I was like,
fucking the Pope just died at 88, and I'm just like, shit, man, that's half my age. Actually, I just realized,
Yeah, but like the perspective, Gene, you'd have to live your entire life over again.
It hasn't been that long, honestly. I can remember a lot of shit from when I was 6 years old.
Oh my god! Because like I tell myself, like I'm like, man, Dad is turning 64 this year, I think.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
I'm like,
I remember when my dad
was like, I'd have to live my whole life over again because I'm going to be 32 this summer. And I'm like, I'd have to live my entire life over again to be as old as Dad. It's a long time. Like,
it doesn't feel that long. Doesn't feel that long to me.
It feels really long to me.
Yeah,
it feels like I've been around too long.
It's probably because I did too much drugs in my 20s. It's like, wow, everything is kind of a blur, and it just kind of like all of a sudden I'm 35 or 40 now. I'm just like, fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, like a basically sober 32 years is a long ass time. I've seen so much. I don't want to see anymore.
You are absolutely right. If I was sober for 43 years, holy shit, I can't even imagine how long life would have felt like.
Yeah, you'd be ready to die.
I fucked up. Can I do New Game Plus? God, please.
Respect.
Respect,
yeah. Can I can I respec and like put less into like alcoholism?
Yeah.
You already maxed out your charisma, so
yeah, true. Charisma build.
Yeah, but then I had an alcohol weakness the whole time.
Yeah, it's like a debuff you have on the whole time.
Yeah, it was a debuff the entire time. Jesus.
All right. Let's see. Last week we also got the Mario Kart World Direct. Did you guys watch this by any chance?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I didn't catch it live. I caught it later.
Yeah, I caught it later too. Yeah, I'm not watching this live.
Yeah. I was like, I'm excited for Mario Kart, but I was like,
I'm not that excited. Yeah, I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. for 15 minutes of Mario Kart.
I'm good. Yeah,
I'm chilling.
This was the definition of I will watch it for work. because I watched it yesterday to prep for the
I watched
the
it for
show.
work. Pretty much.
Because I was like, I'm gonna end up buying this anyways. So you don't really have to sell me on it.
You knew I was gonna ask you, so
you didn't have to show me Pauline in the sexy outfit.
Yeah, you did.
But
yes,
now
they
I'm
did.
here.
Yeah. What'd you think of that, Gene? That Pauline, that's that spandex or whatever, or latex?
Zero suit Pauline.
Zero suit Pauline. I like that, Micah.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Also, shout out to the subreddit who had a picture of Peach in booty shorts or Daisy Dukes.
Yeah. What subreddit is that?
Our subreddit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then they were like, hey, shout out to Gene for this. And I was like, oh, don't worry, man. One of you guys gave me peach bathwater juice, like a can at the live show, remember, in New York? So I was like, I finally opened it. Daddy needed a sip,
Yeah. How was it? Was it good?
I didn't drink it. I'm lying.
Oh, damn.
I was going to say, like, that would be expired.
Exactly, yeah. It would taste awful, but, I mean, maybe it would taste like
Peach's bathwater, though? Come on, man. Yeah. Come on, man.
Maybe she's filthy.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, Michael. You would drink Waluigi's bathwater.
Oh, God, what a thought. What a horrible thought. No.
Yes, you would.
I've never simped over anybody that hard.
You should tell Colin that you'll drink his bathwater. Be like, hey, honey, did you save some bathwater for me?
That's awesome.
He'd be like, no. And he would just shake his head.
Dude, that'd be such a good, like, if we did betting, like, loser has to drink bathwater of someone else's, dude. Oh, might get sick, though, so...
I can't. I mean, the soap. I mean, it's
soap, the Irish Spring that he probably has.
It is Irish Spring, yeah.
Yeah. The bleach in there. He's cleaning with bleach while he's showering like a psycho.
He's not cleaning the shower. He's talking about things from before I existed, before I moved in, not before I existed. Before I existed in his life.
Yeah, good Lord.
When he used to mix the chemicals in the shower.
He's doing it was like 5, yeah. Oh, man. Well, here's some stuff from the direct that's a little new that I caught. Battle mode, they confirmed it being there. I mean, of course, battle mode's been in the games before, but it's back. I didn't see block fort, so I'm giving it a thumbs down right away. No, I'm just kidding, but wait to see what I hope the maps are different. I hope they're really cool, because battle mode was sick on N64, but it's been lacking ever since. So you gotta step that up. This was cool though. There's some new tech, charge jump. I liked this a lot. This is another skill, raising the skill ceiling in Mario Kart, where you can manually jump by doing, I think it's like drifting kind of when you're in place. So you'll be able to dodge projectiles and stuff like that, which is awesome. And you'll be able to jump on the walls and ride them for a little bit. Really cool stuff. Giving players more skill in the game, letting them get better at it, I appreciate greatly, especially Mario Kart, because there's always some RNG. But I always appreciate it when, if you are still a better driver, you will have a much better odds at winning. So I'm just happy they give you more tech. Looks really cool to me. Oh yeah, and there's rewind also. Kind of like many racing games have this kind of stuff. You can rewind, but when you rewind, everyone else keeps going, so it doesn't stop everything. So, but it can just get you maybe back on track a little quicker. So that's cool. New items, coin shell, like a gold shell. You throw it out there, you hit guys, a bunch of coins come out, or when you throw it, maybe coins come out as you throw it. I'm trying to remember, but coins are good in Mario Kart. They increase your speed. The ice flower, love this. Shoot a bunch of ice at people, get them frozen while they're driving. Good stuff. The hammer is really cool from past Mario games. The Hammer Brothers throwing the hammers. They fly in the air. They land in the ground for a little bit, and people can run into them. They last for a little while, so I like that. That's really fun. And Kamek can shoot like their beam and like do some debuffs to people or transform into weird stuff. I'm into that. Cool. New power-ups. Looks cool to me. Micah, what did you think about any of these power-ups? Do they look fun to you? Any of them?
Yeah, ice flower for sure. I did too. Just the coin shell just looked fun, just leaving the trail of coins. And I like that you have to throw it in front of yourself, or else someone else just might pick up all those coins ahead of you. So you gotta be strategic with that. Mm-hmm. This was the section in the video where the guy started doing a bunch of weird voices as well. And I was that was hard to listen to. But this section was enjoyable otherwise. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention they have the feather. Like the Rock's feather from Link's Awakening. Very happy to see that. Little jump action, jump higher. Always love stuff like that. Gene, you think any of these items looked cool?
Yeah, they look cool. I'm just, I think my biggest overall disappointment with the direct is that I want to know more about like battle mode or
It was very quick. Yeah.
like the things that you can, the biggest question, of course, that a lot of people have is like, what else is there to do around the open world? And then as we might discuss, as we will discuss later, there's drive-throughs and
Yeah,
rollouts
we can just talk about that now. Yeah.
yeah,
There's like some
or
drive-thrus you can go through, get some
so
food.
you get food to get a boost and also costumes there,
Mhm.
and it's like that's cool. Costumes are a great incentive.
Yeah,
skins,
I think
awesome.
that's a great. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
so so I'm wondering, where else is there
Yeah, what else is there? Yeah, I'm
you know
curious.
that like it's that what else that will help justify the $80, and I
Mhm.
really thought that this was going to be like, I had a lot of faith. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be the direct that's going to show people that see, $80 is totally worth it. And you look at this and it's like, it's kind of what we kind of figured already, and it's kind of
Right.
what we played actually at the Nintendo event. So not a lot of new information here, to be quite
Right.
honest.
Yeah. I think the only thing I learned, the new items and like the battle mode, I guess I didn't know about before.
Mhm.
So that's cool, but not the justifying the $80 kind of thing. But I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, they did kind of show more off of the map size, I think, and that's
Mhm.
exciting. And I
That
think
is exciting. You're right.
and I do think that people don't really understand the scale of this thing. That this is a massive, massive world.
Yeah,
But
I think it'll click more when we actually start playing it. Most
once
of
you actually
us.
play it, and you're like driving around the Mushroom Kingdom, man,
And you're like, whoa, this is
like I
sick. Yeah.
said, like people are like, oh my god, this is just like for Forza Horizon, and Forza Horizon came out in 2012 on Xbox 360.
Yeah, but it's
And it's like,
Mario.
yeah, but you're not driving around the goddamn Mushroom Kingdom in
Yeah.
Peach's booty shorts.
True.
In Forza Horizon,
Yeah, that's true. What do you guys think the chances are of you go down a pipe, it goes underground, and there's a version of the da 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 da
Please.
da da da? I'm gonna say there's an 80% chance that'll be in the game.
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a flight module that you can unlock and just fly around the world too, right? That'd be
Yeah,
dope. Turn every Mario Kart vehicle into just a
jet,
flying vehicle, like an airship. That'd be so
that's
sick.
pilot wings. Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
that's gonna be like the final DLC pack.
Maybe. Yeah.
6 years from now.
Yeah, 6 years from now. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm only thinking about that because like in GTA 5, you got the flying DeLorean and you got flying motorcycles, which I totally bought, and then played for like 5 seconds, and I was like, oh, cool, I got it. All right, well,
Yeah,
time to not play GTA 5 again.
they'll make up some lore reason why they can't do it or something. Mario doesn't have a pilot license or something. I don't know. They'll do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ori Cat Gaming wrote in here. Will Mario Kart World still have the same attach rate as Mario Kart 8? Is it possible that they add more battle mode things? Balloon Battle and Coin Runners are good, but I was hoping for Shine Runners, Jailbreak would be awesome too. I'm disappointed. I'd even pay for it if they had more battle mode things as DLC. I'm still excited for Mario Kart World though. Can't wait because this is my Zelda Breath of the Wild. Damn.
Mm.
Well, Ori, there's gonna be DLC, 100%.
Oh yeah.
100%, like Micah said, for 6 years. So you're gonna get plenty. I think did they add battle mode content as DLC in the last 8? I don't know if they did. I'm not sure, but battle mode has always taken a huge backseat to everything else. As fun as I think it is, but yeah, hopefully they add a little more battle mode content because I think that'd be cool. Like a couple battle mode maps, that'd be good. But they got to be good maps. Their maps have sucked lately, so hopefully they're good ones. But yeah, hope you enjoy the game. Your Breath of the Wild, that's pretty insane. Pretty hype, dude.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Doug Bowser talked about, hold on, I have an interview. This is from CNN. So a reporter at CNN asked him about Mario. And hold on, let me find this. Kind of at the end of the interview. So yeah, CNN asked them this. So this is from CNN. Wait, did I write? This is something else. Never mind. Nintendo is experimenting with new ways to use Joy-Cons, such as dragging them across Surface Mario screen. And of course, there's Mario. Nintendo didn't reveal a new Mario title during the Switch 2 announcement, but Bowser hinted that it only may be a matter of time. Quote, he said, stay tuned. We have a long, long catalog list of intellectual property that I'm sure will make its way to our platform. No duh. Obviously, Mario's going to come. Hopefully, it's a 3D Mario, but I don't know. I guess this is kind of a big story because everyone is asking about Mario, but fear not, all of you out there. Mario's coming. But for us, all of us are like, yeah, obviously, this is coming.
Yeah, obviously. It's not like asking PlayStation, hey, will there be a new Last of Us? And Neil was like, yes. And then like a couple of months later, he's like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love you, Neil, but I'm not sure what the hell is going on there.
No, like you're exactly right, Gene, in that this is not a franchise that Nintendo is going to leave off for a generation.
Yeah.
Will we get a new 3D Mario immediately?
No.
Hard to guess. But to say like, oh, will we get one? It's like, I mean, we're gonna get one. The Switch has had an 8-year life over here. There's no way that you're not getting the next Mario Odyssey on this system. Of course we will. Like Gene said, it's not going to be up in the air like, oh, maybe they just won't do it. Of course they will.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Yeah,
it's going to
happen. Like, will they do it is a question for like Xbox and Sony. You know, like, oh,
Yes.
is Xbox going to make a Gears? Who the fuck knows? We sure didn't know until recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will they ever return to the series like storyline they left off? No, we're doing a prequel right now.
Yeah. Even Halo is not super guaranteed, honestly, these days. You know, it's like, will Halo continue? It's like,
yeah, it's true. But
I mean, Halo has been on every Xbox, so there is that.
Yeah, that's true. Halo will return someday. Master Chief will return.
Yeah, we've had zero Gears of War on Xbox Series, and it's been 4 years. You know, and only recently, we just got confirmation. You know, that it will be. So
yeah. So, but yeah, Mario's coming back, guys. We want him to, but he give that plumber some time. He's in Hollywood right now, all right? Mm-hmm. All right. So, also, Phil Spencer did a interview with Variety, and they asked him about Switch 2 stuff. So I'm going to read this. This is from Variety talking right here. Switch 2 is set to be released soon. As you've begun to branch out with games available on PlayStation and Nintendo consoles, do you have plans for specific projects on Switch 2? And this is from Spencer. So we've been supporting Switch 1. I want to support Switch 2. Nintendo has been a great partner. We think it is a unique way for us to reach players who aren't PC players, who aren't players on Xbox. It lets us continue to grow our community of people that care about the franchises that we have, and that's really important for us to make sure we continue to invest in our games. I'm a really big believer in Nintendo means for this industry and continuing to support them, and us continuing to support them, and getting the support for them, for our franchise, I think is an important part of our future. And this is Variety right here. Does Nintendo revealing the next-gen console make you antsy to announce what Xbox has coming next in that space? And this is Phil. No. I think all of us in the industry should focus on our communities and the player base we're building. I get inspired by what a lot of different creators do on and other platform holders, but I believe in the plans that we have. Obviously, we're evolving what it means to be Xbox and meeting players in so many different places. There are 3 billion people who play video games on the planet, and I get up every morning and think about how Xbox can be more relevant to the 3 billion people who play. And that's through making sure we're leading in how our games and our platform's features can be available in as many places as possible, whether that's cloud, whether it's people playing on PC, whether it's people playing on console. So we're really driven by trying to grow our franchises and our platform to be an important part of gaming for as many of those 3 billion gamers as we can reach. So they're obviously going to be on Switch 2. Like you said, they've been dipping their toes in Switch 1. They are keeping those close to the chest right now, but the way things are going with them, they are pretty much third party now, I would say. So I don't know what we're getting on Switch 2 because of the power difference. Like, I don't know if we're going to get everything going on there. Like, I don't think we're going to get Gears E-Day necessarily on there, but maybe there'll be psychopaths and put nuts and bolts on there or something. I could see them doing like Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush. I could see coming over a couple other things. I don't know. Gene, what do you think they're going to put on Switch 2?
Halo.
Master Chief Collection, you think, or Infinite?
Honestly, I think they're going to... You know what? Everyone keeps saying, oh, Master Chief Collection is going to be the obvious one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't it be Infinite, though? why wouldn't it be smarter to tease out with Infinite? I don't know, maybe because Infinite's not that good. So,
Yeah, yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
I
know.
love Infinite, and I've actually been playing Infinite a lot lately because that whole marathon thing came out, and I was like, man, there's no single player Bungie games anymore. So I went back to Halo Infinite, which is not a Bungie game, of course.
Yes, you went to go play a
But
not a Bungie game.
I know, yeah, but it's a single player like open world like action game that's designed like a Bungie game. So I played that the cope, and I was loving it. I was having a great time. But then I was playing, and I was like, man, this could sing on a Switch too, which is like Halo Infinite is not like that advanced of a game. It's on Xbox One, right, and it can run on anything.
Yeah.
Um, but then now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, well, like they're like, oh yeah, but tease out Halo Infinite to bring them into the Xbox ecosystem. Be like, oh wow, I wonder what happened to the rest of the Halo series, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Infinite is good enough to be a draw for people to be like, oh yeah, no, I should totally play more Master Chief. I should totally buy Master Chief Collection. But the thing is, though, is that like you play Master Chief Collection on the Switch, and you're not going to be like, well, how's Halo Infinite? And most people are gonna be like, it's not that good. It's like, okay, well, I changed
Yeah.
my Xbox then. So it's like they're kind of fucked because the Halo series hasn't been good in like fucking 20 years.
Yeah.
So
I think I guess with Halo, maybe Gene, it depends what they're going to do with PlayStation. If they do
Yeah.
Master Chief or Infinite, I think whatever they do with that, just what they're going to do on Switch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if all of them came over eventually, though. Well, Halo Infinite, I don't know, man. Like I'm so out of the loop on that game. I don't know what the support's like for it.
It's actually pretty good. It's still a live service. And they just finally debuted a new weapon.
Oh, finally.
These fucking people, man. They had nothing ready at launch, bro. They finally made a brand new weapon after 4 years, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But yeah, it's still getting a lot of support. People on Forge are creating new maps and doing interesting things. Like they're actually replicating Marathon in there.
Oh, interesting.
Which is fun, and it's like it makes you think like, damn, Marathon really just could have been a mode in Destiny 2, huh?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, you really just could have made a mode of Destiny 2 in there and just focused on that instead of.
Yeah, I'm happy they're moving away from Destiny, though. I'm sick of that shit.
I am glad that they are moving away from Destiny 2.
That's enough. Like you've done like 500 expansions.
And Destiny 2 is like out of control. Like you need to kill. It is a Rat King from The Last of Us 2 basement. You need to go down there and your big Brolic arms, Abby, and torch Destiny 2. The Rat King that is Destiny 2.
That's right.
It is a mutant. It is dead.
It's gotten out of control.
He's gotten out of control. Exactly. It should be in the basement and dead now.
Yeah, that's right. Bungie's basement. Sony's basement now.
Sony's basement, yeah.
Micah, what do you want to see from Xbox on Switch 2?
It's hard to say because Gene makes a really good point. It's not just about which games will run, it's about which games will actually be a draw to the system. So, for example, like maybe something like South of Midnight could run fine on Switch 2, but is that worth doing? Was that game received well enough to say, oh, we think the Nintendo audience might like it? I don't think so. Like, for example, something like Pentiment seems like it would have been a pretty smooth like port because it's essentially a point and click adventure game. And it ran flawlessly on Switch. And that seemed like a slam dunk. Okay. Like in terms of this wouldn't be, well, in my opinion, it doesn't seem like it'd be the most taxing game to port over because of the style. And it did seem like it needed a lot of power to run, right? It's a story-based click-through game. And it was excellent. Highly recommend it. But in terms of other games, it's like, yeah, no, I don't think E-Day is gonna run on Switch 2. I don't obviously like Indiana Jones, no fucking way. I am blown away by how good that game looks watching Colin play it. And do you want the potato version of it if it even could be done? So like right now, I don't have anything specifically that I'd call on and say I want other than pie in the sky dreams of like, oh, it'd be great if they made another Viva Pinata or ported over the old ones. But it really is like, I don't know right now what is in Xbox's catalog that I think could run on Switch and would be a good idea. Like, I truly don't think like South of Midnight, definitely not. I don't know if Avowed could run on Switch too, but it's another one. I'm like, is that really a draw? is that really worth the effort of doing? How many copies are you going to sell on Switch? That's a game I was interested in. And the more I saw of it, I said, this isn't for me. So I truly don't have anything right now where I'm saying like, oh, they absolutely should put this on there and it'll sell really well.
Yeah. I can see them putting Doom Dark Ages on there because they did put the other 2 Dooms on Switch. It's just going to be a really bad looking version of the game, but they did it. If that Gears collection is true, then I can see them doing that. You know, if they do Gears 1 through 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
You can do that on Switch or something. Master Chief, like Gene said, or Halo. No brainers in my opinion. But yeah, off the top of my head, I'm trying to I don't know, Call of Duty is going to be on there eventually. They have to legally. So we'll see about that.
It's just going to be bad, man. It's going to be
it's going to be bad.
It's going to be ass.
Yeah, it's not going to be good, but it's
Can
going to
you
happen.
imagine though, like if it had the Nintendo camera support, so like you see your little friend's icon, above their guys, you guys are just getting obliterated in Call of Duty, like that would be some really funny content.
Yeah, you could play Warzone and see someone's face as you're teabagging them. Yeah, it'd be great. That'd be fucking sick, actually. I'd love that.
That would be really funny.
Yeah, that'd be good. All right, guys, let's talk about what we are playing. Gene, you kind of teased us at the start, so we'll begin with you.
I have been playing a lot of Clair Obscur Expedition 33 by new developer Sandfall Interactive out of France, a team of 30 people. I gotta say, when I started the game, wasn't feeling it.
Okay.
I don't like the art style.
Gotcha.
I think it's a fairly ugly Xbox 360 looking brown and gray game. It's definitely on the uglier side of Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
The game, I don't think this is going to be a game where oh my god, this feels AAA. No, it doesn't. When you play it, it absolutely feels like an indie game. Just clipping all over the place. The pop-in is crazy. I'm playing on PS5 and it performs well there. I hear the PC version doesn't perform well at all.
Okay.
So not, clearly a team that is not that, doesn't really quite have a great handle on the tech, and being able to use Unreal Engine to kind of, it looks like BioShock Infinite, which, I'm not one of those people who thinks BioShock Infinite sucks. But I don't like the art style of BioShock Infinite. Besides, Elizabeth looks great, but I think the overall environments, because they Elizabeth is like the centerpiece. They put all the.
This is funny to me.
Yeah, but I'm not. This is not me talking as a gooner. I'm just saying that they put all of the resources into making sure that Elizabeth is animated well, that she's a fucking Disney princess and everything like that.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of a real cheap looking game, right? And BioShock 1 was an Unreal Engine game too, right? So and it looked kind of ugly, and for its time it looked great, right? But that's the thing though, is that it still looks a little bit like BioShock 1 and BioShock Infinite, this game. But that being said, this is a fucking excellent game though, man.
Good.
It takes a while to get going. Maybe about 5 or 7 hours. It's really, really slow start. And I'm not a huge fan of the characters, and the story doesn't really pull you in immediately, other than the paintress is out there painting numbers, and every time she paints a number on her big monolith, people of that age will die, and she's counting down. And so now we're on Expedition 33. So a bunch of 33-year-olds are going out there, or 30-year-olds are going out there to go kill her. Interesting premise. Once that starts, the game kind of spins its wheels, and you're just kind of not really sure what's happening. It's kind of pretentious. It's super sad. It was such a fucking sad game. It is you go out into world map, which is beautiful. The world map feature is awesome. I wish every game would have this, right? But then when you think about a world map music, you think about adventure and unknown journey and stuff like that, right? No, this shit sounds like a fucking funeral the whole time. It is so sad. One character even says, "Everywhere I look is death, death, and death. I'm so sick of it." And I'm like, girl, me too. I'm so tired of this shit, But after you get over that 7-hour hump, the game really starts cooking. The characters start to get better. The Bradlock, the Brad's okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Brad was just listening. Brad's logged into my storytelling.
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he like died for a second there.
I just died in my chair. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, oh.
Yeah.
The story not only starts to get a little better. I still don't think the story is like that amazing, but it's good. It's good, and the themes start to resonate stronger towards the back half of the game. The characters get a little bit more interesting, and they're not as sad all the time. They actually get a little happier, even though the music continues to be sad as fuck, and but the environments start to look cooler. Like, even though they're also Unreal Engine shit, like they're actually doing more interesting things in the backgrounds. The monster designs are all good. Like, I may not like the actual technical art style of the game, but the actual design of the characters and the creatures are actually really great. They're fun to look at. They're interesting to look at. Really, the best thing about this game is the turn-based combat system. Did you play the demo, Brad?
No,
Okay.
I've barely seen anything in the game. I've seen a couple trailers. That's about it.
Dude, it feels so good. So it's a mixture of Dragon Quest and Persona in that, you have your guns, right? And if you press L2, then you start aiming your guns. The difference between this and Persona is that you can actually free aim in the turn-based mode. So the enemies will have weak spots on their shit that you can target, and then when you hit them, you'll do bigger damage. The trade-off is that you're basically spending this game's version of ability points. So you have less ability to pull off skills and abilities, but you're getting free hits in with your gun, which is awesome. There's a nice balance to that, right? And then this game also has a parry and jump system, which is so cool. It's kind of like it's kind of lifted from Mario RPG, really, right?
Yeah.
Where there's active button presses that you need to do. So when an enemy comes in, you press R1. I'm playing on PS5, so you press R1, and then you have to time it right. And then the game becomes Sekiro, bro. Like, it's crazy. Some of these monsters will have like long hit strings, and you need to learn these fucking hit strings like later in the game, and I haven't beat the game, so don't worry about spoilers. I actually don't know. I feel like I probably couldn't spoil this game anyways, but later in the game, like, these combos will get like longer and difficult to get the timing, that like they'll hold the hits longer, or like the combos will be fast. So that is one thing that I think would kind of limit the appeal of this game. Like, Micah, how does that sound to you, parrying all the time in a turn-based RPG? You have to parry in this game. You have to parry. You can't not. I don't think it's possible to beat this game without parrying, I think, actually.
So it doesn't sound horrible, because I do like these games that keep you engaged by, like, you have to interact during the turn-based battles. I don't love if you like absolutely must. It's better to me when it's like, yeah, it's bonus damage, but you can scrape by if you can't do it.
No.
Like Sea of Stars, for example,
had
certain moves that were really, really hard to counter. Like, there were just some enemy moves that were just so fast, and it's like, I never learned to counter that guy's attack. I could counter 75% of the attacks, but like there was a couple I couldn't do. If it's like a absolute must, that is a little scary.
It's a little scary, and it might be a filter. That said, it is some of the coolest fucking moments in the battle system. Each people can individually parry, right? Of course, some bosses or enemies will have all party attacks. You can parry that shit too, bro.
With the whole party? That's cool.
The whole party. So you're just pressing R1 once, right? So then the whole party will get in on the counter. Pa, pa, pa. And then if you hit it right, then you'll do a counter attack, which feels so good. You reel back, and it goes boom. So when you have the entire party blocking a hit and then hitting back at it, and then you see the numbers go up 9,999 or like 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, or whatever, that it feels so fucking good.
That's cool.
It's really great when you land that shit. There's even a jump mechanic that'll come in, fairly early in the game. Not right away, but when enemy attacks will try to sweep you off your feet, and there's a special symbol for that. At least they're telegraphed fairly well, right? So a decent action player can go through it like me, right? So when you see the jump attack, you just press jump, and then you can press R2 to do a counter attack. And that will happen also where the entire team can jump over a big attack and just like fly towards the enemy, bam, and just like smack them in the face. I think the world animations are kind of bad, and the lip syncing is so bad in this game. Like again, this is an indie studio. I don't think that they really had the budget for accurate facial animation, which is very expensive, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look that good, but the battle animations are pristine. Everyone looks so cool. Their poses, the combat. This is a team that really understand how to make combat feel good. Every time you do a hit in a turn-based action game, it feels really good and feels so satisfying. There's always a nice pop. The camera shakes, the effects, really good stuff. And then the parties and in terms of like accessories and equipment, oh man, this is a great system for customization and build possibilities. You get accessories called pictos. Think of them as accessories that you can equip 3 at a time for each character, and that's like your armor for each one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Each picto, I'll say accessory just because this is just jargon that you don't need to know until you play the game, right? Each accessory will have a feature, do 20% more base damage, or you can do more burn damage, and then later on they'll get really crazy, right? Like take an extra turn or attack first.
Yeah, that's good.
Really good stuff, right? Pretty broken stuff, but then when you equip them on a character, you win 4 battles, and the whole party will learn that ability permanently.
Wow. Okay, that sounds fun.
Right.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
So like here's the thing, like it's the design is also very classic in that like you enter a dungeon and then you pick up the anti-charm accessory or picto, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well it protects against charm, right? You go to the boss at that level, what do they do? They charm you.
Yeah.
You do all team charm attacks. So I realized, oh shit, I should have been using that. So I decided to just die or fail and just restart the checkpoint. Went back, I leveled out that picto. Only 4 battles, which is win 4 battles on any character, and boom, anti-charm was unlocked for the entire party. So I was able to. And then there's a point system where each character will have a certain number of points that you can assign to equip those abilities. That could be never ending. So you could like your characters will be filled with like fucking like 20 different abilities, bro. Like it's crazy. It's crazy the build possibilities, right?
Sick.
Really. So that's the thing, Micah, is that like I think that the parry system is like more necessary at the beginning, where like as you get into the game, I think there's a way where you can actually build your characters so strong that you don't need to parry at all, because you're just going to be one-shotting these fucking people and they're not even going to get a chance to sway you to even start a parry, So there might be that going on, And the parrying system isn't that bad at the beginning. It's only towards the late game where they really start to get Sekiro on your ass. Where like, oh no, this boss is going to have a 10-hit string combo, and you better learn to block at least most of that shit. And if you have to block most of those combos to be able to do a counterattack. If it's a one-hit attack, then you can counter it right away. But it has to be like if it's a combo, then you have to get a certain amount. I haven't quite figured out how many hits you have to counterattack.
Right.
The party is cool. You got 5 characters total. And you get weapons for each one, and that's fun. And each weapon is tied to their strength is tied to a different skill set, like defense or vitality. So if you have high vitality for this sword, with a high vitality sword, then it'll just increase your attack and everything like that. And the world map is excellent. Dude, the most infuriating thing about this game is that when you look at this and it's like, dude, only 30 people made this. It's like Square Enix could have been making a game like this like every year since the end of Final Fantasy X, because this is absolutely white people Final Fantasy X. That's why I'm like, fuck, man. These people are so fucking ugly, man. You know, I don't want to be I don't want to be fucking ugly ass white people like in this awesome JRPG. I want to be an anime alien boy.
Yeah,
It's like 17, you know, and like with shitty hair and like, you know, and just optimistic and everything like that. So that's my issue with the game, is that I definitely do want it to be something it's not. So that's why I recognize that is unfair.
yeah.
But that being said, like that's why the game design is just excellent. It feels so good. I look forward to
mechanically it sounds really fun.
My other criticism, real quick too, is that this is my other big criticism. Besides the story, which is more of a hang up, that's like a smaller criticism for me. And so if you want a more chipper game, then maybe put this one on the shelf for a little bit until later, right? Because I definitely think that every JRPG fan should check this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
My bigger criticism is when the game feels not confident in its own game design, and it feels like it starts to need to copy other AAA games. Ledge shimmying, you know, crawling through spaces.
Yeah.
You get to a point and it's like, oh, hit 3 buttons to unlock this thing. You know, platforming. This game, the game does not control that well.
Okay.
For platforming to work. These people are not good at making platform games. They're trying to become Uncharted, you know, with the ledge shimmying and you know, Prince of Persia style the navigation. That shit sucks. It sucks. They don't know how to do this. They don't know how to design it well, and they're trying to do it. And it's like, bro, your strengths are right there. You made what might be one of the coolest turn-based combat systems of all time, and it might even be one of my favorites. I think it might be a top 3 or top 5. I think at this point, maybe even number 1 at this point. But you know, but I'm just saying that there's recency bias, right? But it's very, very exciting stuff. These guys know their stuff in terms of making RPG. So when they try to become like Uncharted or God of War, it sucks. It's not good. Thankfully, a lot of this stuff is relegated to the side quests.
Okay.
Sadly, a lot of that stuff is kind of required or in there at the beginning of the game, which is why I was like, I don't know about this game. You know, there's a lot of weird design choices on top of like a really good combat system that had not been fully explored yet at that point, right? Mm-hmm. So I didn't really understand how cool it got later. Later towards the end of the game, it's a little easier to ignore these platforming sections and everything like that, but that's kind of a downer where it's like, okay, next game, either get better at doing that shit or just don't do it at all, you know? So it's a little bit of it's just a distraction, and thankfully a lot of it is mostly side quests, which is cool. And the side quests are good. Like, you know, I'm actually interested in the stories. I'm actually interested in the environments that you go to. The monsters that you fight there are very unique and awesome, you know? So, you know, I'm not saying that these are so bad that you shouldn't be playing the side quests, but it does kind of it does make me feel like, oh, I think I'll do that later because I just don't feel like fucking lead shipping for the next 5 minutes or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. That's it, I think.
Okay.
The music is fantastic. I did mention that it's very sad, but there's a lot of variety, dude. Like there's so much fucking battle music. It's crazy. Like every fight is like a new song. Like like it does feel like each enemy has its own song, kind of, which is crazy.
Yeah,
and each song has its own personality. There'll be like dance tracks. When you fight the fucking mime, the French mime, the first thing you hear is just an accordion going. I was like, oh my god, dude, this is this is gonna be a franchise song, and sure enough, it is. It's like da, 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 da. You know,
yeah,
it's fun. It's cute. So there are moments of like humor and levity and fun in the music and maybe some of the background details. And then again, like the environments do get more interesting as you progress. And this world map is actually surprisingly large. Like, I'm playing it and I hate the song, but I'm walking around and I'm like, dude, they could have just remade. You know what? They should have just fucking remade Final Fantasy VII remake like this. You know, they would have made a lot more money. They could have just made it into one fucking game, and then you see an awesome Cloud running around a world map and getting into like awesome turn-based combat system. You know?
Yeah,
it's good. This is a good game. Really excellent JRPG, and it really is too bad that Oblivion came out today to kind of like
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later.
take away the shine for it on Xbox, at least as a Game Pass game, you know.
Yeah, that's
but,
true.
Dude, definitely check this out on Game Pass on Xbox. If you're on Xbox or PlayStation, runs pretty well. Having a lot of fun there. But yeah, if you have any other questions about it, let me know. I mean,
I think
Brad,
we'll save a lot of
RPG
that
fan.
for some insight, and we'll get more in depth with it in there because I'm going to be playing it by then.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I don't want to.
Um,
Maybe we shouldn't talk too much about it now.
No, yeah, I mean it's fine.
I'm still not done with it either, too. So.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'll probably be done with it by Monday. So.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, the combat is really good in this game. It sounds like a very ambitious game, which I really appreciate, but it doesn't hit the mark on everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds very interesting. I'm looking forward to trying it this week.
The combat system is
same.
definitely the star of the show.
Cool.
They really, really knew how to make an interesting, excellent combat system with abilities that you can select and customize. The RPG part of this game is excellent. 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 maybe, you know. The adventure part, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10.
Okay.
You know? The story, maybe 7 out of 10, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 8 out of 10 sometimes, you know, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's good enough to make you want to keep going. So
yeah, cool.
Count on that, you know.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
I think that's all I've been playing, honestly. Yeah, that's all I've been playing.
Yeah,
Honestly.
that's fine.
Yep.
All right, Micah, what are you playing?
Yeah, so I did beat Hey Pikmin. The
good,
final stages were a huge ramp up in difficulty, like to the point that I said, I don't know if I'm going to end up beating this. And it was mostly they had so many timed sections where, similar to like the Mario levels that like automatically move you across the screen, they had some stuff like that where you kind of had to like keep moving. But your goal is you're collecting these treasures, and like you need the treasure to upgrade your ship and all that and like escape. And I was at a point where I thought, man, I don't know if I'm going to get enough treasure to actually do this. I was able to beat it. They were quite generous, and earlier stages were easy enough that I had plenty. So that was a plus for sure. You did not have to 100% this game to actually beat it, The final boss was really difficult. I was getting frustrated. And that is par for the course with Pikmin games. They will be so unassuming and then hit you with a final boss like from hell. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was able to beat it. Overall, really like this game. I do recommend it if you can find it at a good price and you're a Pikmin fan. It's an interesting take on the series, and it really was a fun 3DS game. There's some replayability if you want 100% the stages, but it's not a game that I say like, oh, that was so fun, I'm immediately going to go in and try and get all the treasure. I liked it a lot. I think I played it for about 12 hours according to the activity log, and that was a fun little experience. While we wait for other games to come out, I was like, what do I do? Because I'm waiting for Lunar, which I should get my copy actually tomorrow. It was supposed to be Thursday, but now it says Wednesday. And then, of course, Claire Obscura I also ordered. So I decided that I would play Zoo Tycoon on Xbox.
Oh.
I haven't played it in years. I loved this game when it came out on 360. It was just so fun, so good. And there's enough variety to keep you entertained for a while. The game has several different modes. There's freeform mode where you have unlimited money to design your zoo however you want. Challenge mode is where you earn your money and you have to actually run your zoo well, keep your guests happy. Little tasks will pop up periodically for you to get bonus money, or you might lose money or lose customers if you don't fulfill the tasks. And those pop up periodically. It does feel like, though, that you'll get a ton of them for like an hour, and then the longer you play, you just get fewer and fewer of those tasks, and that's a little weird. Because it's kind of like, what, suddenly no one wants anything from you. Like you go from having all these different tasks saying like, oh, they want to see red pandas at your zoo. They want to see this, and then like nothing. So I don't know if that's a glitch or if it's intentional that like after the first hour they'll like, just do what you want. But I like the challenge mode. It is fun. The campaign mode is a series of objectives for you to complete, and those unlock more things for you to have in challenge and freeform mode. So when you're playing the campaign, for example, each one is a different zoo location, a different scenario. and they are asking you to, help fix up the zoo, or this is a failing zoo and you need to bring in more animals, or you have a certain budget. They all have a time limit on them. Some of them you do end up like down to the wire, like you need to earn $75,000, and I was down to like the last 30 seconds watching the money tick. Like, oh my god, am I going to get it? So the campaign mode, really fun and quite exciting, actually. And some of those challenges are pretty tough. It would be things like they put you in an existing zoo, and like one of them said you can't sell any of the existing exhibits and you can't sell any of the landscaping, but you need to rearrange things in the zoo like as cheaply as possible. And I actually had to replay that one a couple times. I was really struggling to figure out, how do I do this under budget, basically. So I'm having a great time with it. It is definitely not going to hold your attention like as an adult,
Right.
probably for more than like a week at a time, because it is pretty simple. So other, kind of tycoon games, a lot of times they do feel like, yeah, this actually is fairly challenging. But when it comes to the kind of primary mode that you play where you design your own zoo, the the like requirements for keeping your animals happy are just really straightforward. So you build them their correct environment, and then like you have to give them enrichment and food, and it just tells you flat out which one to choose for each animal. So you're just picking the one that matches their personality. Done. It doesn't really have as many things to add challenge as I would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Periodically, you might have like a little task where it's like, oh, your animals are sick. You have to give them all medicine very quickly. But that's super rare. It doesn't happen very often. And they don't have other things like that really that pop up. So this is perfect to play for like a week in between other games. But as much as I love it, it's something that I would pick up not, for just a couple days at a time. I don't see this as being something like, it's not Supermarket Simulator,
Right.
where you're going to get hooked on this for, weeks to months potentially, right? It just doesn't have that much going on. It's fairly simplistic in terms of actually keeping your animals happy, and how easy it is to meet their requirements. It's just reading and just choosing the right thing for them. But as I wait for Lunar and Clair Obscur to come out, I'm going to play Lunar first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to play the first Lunar game, then play Clair Obscur, then probably play the second Lunar game. But just to break them up a little bit. But I'm watching Colin play Lunar, so I really want to get into that before I get like spoiled on anything major.
Yeah. Since you were talking about Lunar and trying to pre-order it, I heard you went through some things with it. Let me read this from Mysterious Exo Narrator. Konnichiwa, gang. As a longtime JRPG fan, I was excited that Lunar Collection HD launched on April 18th, one of my most beloved games of all time. The fact that my B-Day was the 19th made it more personal and special. Just booting the game and watching the intro made me tear up from pure joy. However, the physical rollout was so disappointing. Not only from the lackluster package, but we couldn't even pre-order the game. The game wasn't available until later in the morning. I simply wanted the physical Switch version. It was sold out within 4 hours on launch day. Not because it's popular or everyone wants it, simply because the publisher only printed a very low number of copies. Scalpers are already on eBay charging $80+ on launch day for a $49 game. It's just annoying. I was going to buy the Switch version or Steam version anyway. I just really wanted the physical Switch card in my collection without that extra nonsense and hurdles. Why did they do this? Ironically, I finally understand why developers and, in this case, publishers get death threats. Whoa. Regardless, Lunar is back. I'm happy overall. Dude, don't send death threats.
Please don't send death threats.
Don't do that, man. Let's calm down, okay? But someone, I think like the CEO of like the company doing Lunar or whatever, said they're going to print more copies of this game because they're like, we didn't anticipate this kind of thing like that.
So I'm so mad.
Yeah.
Because all right, from the beginning, they said that it won't be limited. We promise it's going to be available on Amazon, no pre-orders, but we printed enough. And then it sells out the same day. And now they're like, okay, we'll do a reprint, no ETA. This has already happened and ended. So like Wario64 tweeted like a half hour ago that Video Games Plus, which is a Canadian retailer, was going to ship some copies to the USA because it was USA like Amazon exclusive. Those sold out in 15 minutes. Okay. And I'm not sure if the Canadians are super pleased with that either, that they allotted some of their copies to the USA. For me, what happened was as soon as it rolled over to being, midnight, it's the 18th, I started just refreshing the Amazon page. The PS4 and Xbox copies were up for sale at 3 a.m. I was awake anyways. Nothing for Switch. So I ordered a copy for Xbox just to make sure I got one. I ended up going to bed at 4 a.m. The Switch copies went live around 4:30. And I did wake up at 7:30 just like randomly. And the Switch copies were available. So I got one. And then I actually canceled my Xbox copy because the goal was a Switch, copy the whole time. I saw PlayStation copies were sold out by around 9:30 a.m. on the 18th. And then the Xbox copies took longer to sell out, but they were indeed gone, and Switch as well. It's just a huge disappointment because if they just did the pre-order, everyone who wanted one would have got one. And it just would have been so easy. And you could still do a reprint later if there was demand. But it is absurd to me this is just why did you do this? Why did you say, oh, we promise it won't be limited, we'll have plenty of copies. It sells out very quickly. Because I was seeing people on Twitter saying, I don't know why everyone's freaking out about this. It's not going to be limited. They said it won't be limited. And then bam, people, go about their work day and the Switch copy that they thought they'd be able to easily secure gone.
Right.
So it's a huge disappointment. I'm really glad I got one because I would have had my Xbox copy to play on that handheld instead, but I really wanted it for Switch. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. And there is no ETA on when that second printing will be done. So who knows how long people will be waiting. This is just one of those, don't you want my money? That's the feeling is, don't you want my money?
Yeah.
Because if you just did a pre-sale, it would have been 10 times easier and you would have sold more. I guarantee it. So this is a huge, huge fumble on their part.
Blunder. Yeah. People are not happy about this, but.
No. And like I said, the copies like Wario64 announced there's going to be copies from Video Games Plus available to America, gone in 15 minutes. So may as well not have almost really. Because now people are more pissed off because they see that tweet and they already missed it.
Yeah. On the bright side, I'm happy to see that people are excited for Lunar and want it and selling out. So that's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Enthusiasm is great to see. It does suck to see scalpers, of course.
Yeah.
What can you do besides allow people to pre-order the game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really sucks to see. And because it is, I think the physical copies were $54. They did have a markup for physical.
Yeah, I think so.
Digital,
probably.
But I'll be excited to finally get my copy and check that out. I'm also getting a new accessory for my grill this week.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that too.
What is it?
It's a Slow and Sear charcoal basket.
Oh.
So I'm very excited about that. I have the Weber charcoal baskets that came with the grill. They're finally getting worn out to the point though that I'm I can upgrade. So all these things are ordered though the same time. So I'm actually a little torn as to which one I'll be more excited to unwrap, the charcoal basket or
It's
Lunar.
the charcoal basket. Let's be real.
It might be. I've seen so many videos. See, my favorite, one of my favorite grilling channels, View to a Grill, uses the Slow and Sear in every video, and I've coveted it for a long time, and now it finally felt like the right time to get one.
Excellent. Yeah, Micah stacked up with content, grilling content, game content, good stuff.
There's so much, dude. There's so much.
Yeah. I bought Lunar as well. I didn't buy physical though. I bought digitally, and I have no idea when I'm going to get to it, but I bought it because I want to play them. I've always wanted to play those games, so I'm very happy to see they're available now. What I have been playing, though, is I've been playing Indiana Jones. Colin was also playing it. We talked about it quite a bit on Summon Sign, but just some of my thoughts on it is I think it's good. I think it's fun. I'm having a really good time as someone who is a fan of the original trilogy. It really captures that feeling and the joy I got from those games, or I'm sorry, those movies a lot. really nailing it. I think Troy Baker does a really good job as Harrison Ford, honestly. I hear him talk sometimes. I'm like, hey, that sounds exactly like Harrison Ford. It's really impressive. It's been really great immersing me into the world, like going through sick tombs and there's traps. I love all that kind of stuff. All these artifacts, going on a globetrotting adventure. It's been really fun. It's a little clumsy in some of the gameplay. Like the enemy AI is a little clumsy, and so is some of the melee combat, but I love using the whip. It sounds awesome when you do it. Whoosh, like smacking some guy, getting abilities, you like smack weapons out of their hands and pick them up. A lot of melee combat in this game, if you're wondering. Not a lot of shooting. You don't really want to shoot very often, but you can occasionally. You have like a pistol. You can pick up some weapons occasionally, which it's very light on shooting considering Machine Games, who made Wolfenstein games, but Indiana Jones is mostly fist fighting, I guess, anyways. There's some cool disguises you can wear, which is very Indiana Jones, and I like that to get through some areas. Like, for example, the first zone is the Vatican, and you can get a priest outfit to kind of go in some of the other locations, like the Sistine Chapel. And it's been really cool seeing those locations brought to life, especially because the world designs, it's not like linear like Uncharted, like I thought the game kind of would be. It's very open spaces, and it's just kind of you going through different parts on the map, almost like an open world structure kind of, but there's a lot of cool interconnected stuff and like doors to unlock, shortcuts to make. It's been really fun. I'm in the second zone right now. I won't say what it is, but I'm having a good time right now. There's a fuck ton of collectibles in this game, and I will not get them all. No way. But I'm having fun doing the side quests. There's cool side quests that have a lot of production in them. So far, really fun as an Indiana Jones fan. I don't know how people would feel about it if they're not an Indiana Jones fan, but I'm enjoying it greatly. And I played it when it came out back in December for a little bit, but I didn't have much time. But now I'm like really diving into it, making it a priority. So I'm happy. I'm happy making time for it. It's good to have indie back. Love it.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch Colin play it, just because he does random things. Like some dude had his head turned the other way, and Colin like stole a croissant off his plate.
Yeah,
like just random shit like that.
Yeah.
Or like try to take pictures of people like in funny positions. Like I've been having fun watching him play it, just because I don't know if he's playing it right or not, but it's that random shit has been really funny.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I'm really enjoying it. If you have Game Pass, check it out, or it's on PlayStation now if you're curious about it. That's where I'm playing it now. And I'm playing on the Pro, and it looks really nice. It runs pretty good.
It looks really good.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a cool game. Am I playing anything else? I don't think I am. I don't even know what I've been playing. Oh, I've been playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Echoes. A little bit. I'm going to try to play through all of them before 4 comes out. I actually just picked up copy of 3 right here at a store. I'm playing on a emulator right now though for 2. I couldn't find 2 anywhere, like at a store, I mean. And it's good. I'm only a couple hours in right now, but there's like a whole Dark World mechanic going on. Nintendo loves that shit back in the day. Link to the Past, all that stuff. But it's good. I'm happy to be back. Like I said, I talk about it more on Summon Sign, but I'm looking forward to especially getting to 3, because I remember the Wii controls are actually really good for this game, from what I remember. So looking forward to that, and I keep yelling at Colin to play 4, so he might. We'll see. I'm going to try to bully him into it. I will see about that. I'm telling him, like, dude, just come home. It's time to come home. Just play a Nintendo game again. It's been a long time. You got to let the grudge go, man. You got to ungraduate yourself and come back to Nintendo.
Then there's always the horrible possibility of him playing it, and then he's just like, oh, and then like he goes into like a very in-depth analysis of why he hates it.
No, that's okay. I'd rather him do it. I'd rather him give it a chance.
No. See, I say that sometimes, but then I'm like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't play this, because I don't think you'd like it, and I don't want to hear about it.
The only thing is he likes Metroid Prime games. He's played all of them. He's played all 3 of them, and he likes them. So I'm like, dude, you got to play 4. You got to play 4, man. You can't just give up. Finish the fight, man. Samus is back.
I don't know, Bradley. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't have to deal with him in the living room complaining about stuff, so easy for me. No big deal.
I know. I got to share my Switch. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Whoa, geez. Oh, yeah. You're not going to play it, probably. Are you?
No, but I'm going to be using the Switch for other things.
Oh, okay.
I mean, are we going to end up with 2 Switch 2s so you could play like one game? Otherwise, I'm gonna have to. I'll have to play the Switch Lite. I guess that's when I'll play Breath of the Wild. Perhaps.
Yeah, I play it on Switch.
Colin plays Metroid.
I told Colin, I'm like, she's threatening me with like playing Breath of the Wild on Switch right now.
I might.
Don't you dare!
I might.
Don't
but
you
the
dare.
light, Bradley, the light. It's so.
I'm gonna put you on.
First of all, it's light as a feather.
Time
all right,
out.
the screen, the little screen, actually almost looks better than the original Switch. It's nice and it looks very good.
Crunchy, yeah, nice and small.
No,
not as crunchy as the other screen.
I don't know, Brad. I just think that might be the perfect place to play it. It was made for that.
Me and Colin were also talking about how you have a bit where you pretend or you can't see anything. I can't tell the difference. I can't tell. So,
I mean, it's only a bit with things like Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I'll be like, oh, it looks fine.
Yeah,
that does look like hell.
Yeah,
but otherwise, we were talking about when we were on a walk. I was like, I am still shocked that the gang thinks Zelda Echoes of Wisdom looked crunchy. Like, I'm still shocked by that because I really was like, look at this gorgeous, buttery smooth gameplay. Yeah. The little boss fights and everything. I was like, man, this is perfect.
Well, it's because you only played on Switch for so long, and you forgot what like modern hardware games look like.
This is why Colin and Mike are married, because Colin only understood 60 FPS when he got a PS5. Like, dude. Yep. That is like learning how to drive when you're like 45 years old.
and he still can't drive.
Yeah, and he still doesn't know how to fucking drive. So there you go. Yeah. Wait, does he know how to drive, or does it? He has to know how to drive.
He knows how to drive, right?
He knows how to. Yeah, no, he's driven a car.
Okay. He just does it. Okay.
He just made Micah his chauffeur, pretty much.
Well, I mean, I don't want him driving my car.
Does he have a license though, or is he like me? No, he doesn't have a license. He doesn't have a license.
No. But I wouldn't really.
What does he have? Like a real like an ID then instead?
Oh yeah. Because I mean, you need that for a bunch of stuff.
Just get a license at that point.
What? So he's never driven a car, but he's driven a car before, but he never got a license, or does he?
Well, he had a permit, And so you
when
learn
like
to drive.
15? Yeah.
Exactly, but yeah, you learn to drive a car at some point, But yeah, I mean. First of all, I'd have to put him on the insurance. So that's going to be really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, because here's the thing. Here's the thing. Car insurance, anyone familiar, they want everyone in your household on the insurance. And I had to call them and be like, this person doesn't have a license. I am not paying for him to be on the insurance. Because they're like, any licensed driver has to be on it. I'm like, I'm telling you, bro, he doesn't have a license. And I was like, it's just one of those, if he gets caught driving my car with no insurance, that's on me anyways. Yeah. And I had to like call them like multiple times and be like, he doesn't belong on here. I'm not paying for this.
He doesn't belong here.
Well, it's like, dude, like I'm supposed to pay to insure somebody
that doesn't
literally will not drive the car. Yeah. And they thought I was lying, and you could tell, but it's like, it's my problem to deal with if I am lying. I'm the one who's on the hook for the damage.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, let's stop bagging on him. He's not even here.
He's fine. He's fine. He doesn't want to drive the car anyways.
Oh, I know. He's happy. He just wants to stay home.
I also don't have a license because I lost it because of my 5 drunk driving arrests. Quote,
5? Holy shit.
No, the meme out there is that people think that I got arrested 5 times for drunk driving. Okay. And it's like, dude, do you guys even know how the justice system works? Like, if I was arrested 5 times for drunk driving, I would have spent like 3 years in jail.
Yeah. They would have locked you up,
yeah. That would be a menace. People would be like, get him off the fucking streets, No, it's been twice. But that was enough to get to once is enough to get your license revoked,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, for several months.
Yeah, for several months. So yeah, so twice for me is that it was permanently gone and I have to get it back again. So
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not banging. And it's been over 10 years since I've driven a car. So
well, yeah, you live areas you don't need a car.
Of course, yeah. I live in DC, and it would actually be worse and more expensive and less convenient to have a car here than it would be. So it's like, yeah, I'm good, but
yeah,
I miss driving. I love driving. So.
Yeah, driving's nice sometimes. I mean, where I live, you have to have a car pretty much.
Yes, Southern California.
Yeah, you're fucked if you don't have a car.
Yeah. As LA Noir taught us, Southern California was built around the automobile.
Sure doesn't feel like it. Yeah. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You think it would. Because everything's just a nightmare. I was just saying
that. Yeah, the nightmare that is your freeway system. Like it's a complete nightmare. Like I actually thought like several times that I would just die in traffic,
Mm-hmm.
Like this is just where it ends. Like I'm not going anywhere.
So Dustin's coming here, and he's going to Summer Game Fest, and he wants to go to like the live event, and I'm not going to go to it. And I was like, oh,
Live
you can, like, you know, like the Keeley show that he does.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, his like presentation or whatever.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, you could drive my car. You can go if you want. And he's like, I don't want to deal with LA traffic. And I was like, all right, I don't blame you. I'm just so used to it, I guess, but it is a hellhole. It's awful. And we have zero public transportation except like Uber, I guess.
The public transportation is awful. So like, I don't know if I spoke about this, but like, I lived in Orange County, right? I lived in Huntington Beach, and then I did an internship up in Pasadena. You know, at the San
That's pretty
Gabriel,
far.
yeah, dude, at the San Gabriel Valley Tribune. So from Huntington Beach to Pasadena, that's an hour and a half in traffic.
Yeah, that's pretty far.
So I was spending 3 hours a day on the goddamn road to get paid $1 an hour at this internship, dude. Like I would go there and I'm like I sounded like a fucking like a child labor commercial from Grand Theft Auto 3. Do you remember the commercials in Grand Theft Auto 3 where they're talking to the kids who make like Nike shoes, and the kids like, yesterday I made $1. I'm like, that was me. I was like, yesterday I made $8. You know. And dude, I drove 3 hours a day for that crap. It was awful.
Dude, when I was a PA, when I worked at Game Trailers, I used to drive to Beverly Hills like 4 days a week. And it sucked. I mean, I got paid more than that. I got actually paid, so it was good. But it did suck. I remember that.
Probably still not enough to fucking deal with that shit.
So, no. God, no. But those days are over. I'm glad I don't have to do that anymore. I love working remote. Yeah,
it's good to know that it still sucks. That hasn't changed at all. So it's like that does kind of make me realize like maybe I shouldn't move to California. I don't know. Who knows?
They're always doing work on the roads. They added like some big toll road on the 405. So. Or like a fast track lane, I guess.
Dude, the 405 is like it was a 405 where I thought I was gonna die. I'm like, this is just
if you were going Huntington Beach, you go on the 405,
yeah, exactly. You just find my skeleton, my 2003 Toyota Corolla.
Dude, I am so familiar with the 405 now. It's crazy. That's my freeway. I know that freeway so well now after all these years. So well, I live close to it though, anyways.
That and the 91 and the 57.
The 91 is a shithole. Yeah, 91 sucks dick.
Shithole. I hate the 91. Oh,
91 is like infamously bad. It's really bad.
No. Anyways,
God bless you all.
Sorry for this episode of the California.
Yeah, sorry for our California rants. Sorry, no one gives a shit.
Bradley, this is all just to say you got to take Dustin to the Keeleys. You must.
Yeah,
think of the bonding over the traffic.
It'll be a good bit, you know.
We're going to Summer Game Fest, right, for multiple days. We're gonna be in the car together going to LA. I'm just not going to that thing.
Just take him to go.
He's
see
staying
Jeff
at my
Keighley.
house.
He wants to see Jeff Keighley, Brad.
I think Jimmy Champagne's gonna go with him.
How are you gonna?
I already said no. I already told him that.
Brad.
He's fine with it. I'm not going to it.
He's not fine
I'm
with it.
staying home for that shit.
Dustin won't tell you his true feelings, but you'll see it in his eyes.
That's
he'll make
okay.
That face.
I can live with that. I'll just buy him a cheeseburger In-N-Out and he'll be fine. No big deal.
He does really want to go to In-N-Out, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Dude, I miss In-N-Out so much, though.
Yeah.
It's gonna
really
be fine.
But yeah, you and Dustin together around other games journalists. Let me know what happens.
Everyone's gonna hate us, probably.
Yeah, I love it.
We're gonna be like, it's gonna like we have leprosy and everyone just wants to stay away from us.
It's gonna be so fucking funny. I wish I could go just to see that, and also see people avoid me too. So
yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
like half the people will avoid me. The other half are like cool with me. So.
I have a lot of experience doing it from Easy Allies, but now that I have like the scarlet letter of Last Stand Media, it'll be interesting. We'll see. Yeah, you probably get it occasionally, maybe, Gene. Maybe not. Probably not as much though, because
not as much as like but yeah, I'll still. I sure as shit still get it. So whatever.
Yeah, we're the fucking boogeymen of gaming. Watch out. If you talk to us, you'll get canceled. Be careful.
But then we might invite you on the show.
Yeah, and you might get on the show. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, let's get back to some of the news right here. Assassin's Creed Shadows was rated by PEGI, which is the Pan-European Game Information, which is like the ESRB for Europe. This has not been announced by Ubisoft, but it got rated, so this is happening. Assassin's Creed Shadows makes total sense. Star Wars Outlaws is coming to Switch 2. I'm really curious to see how that version is going to run, Gene, because we've played it on... I played the PC version. You played PS5, so I'm curious How that will run on Switch 2.
It doesn't even launch on the Steam Deck.
It doesn't even launch, dude.
It doesn't even fucking start, dude. I think you can play it for like 5 minutes and the Steam just goes like, ugh. Fucking shits itself. But yeah, it doesn't even run on the Steam Deck. So you can bet that they're definitely making it a quote unquote bespoke version of Outlaws and Shadows. Although Shadows runs on the Steam Deck though.
Okay.
Star Wars Outlaws doesn't. Star Wars Outlaws is fucking ass on the Steam Deck, but Shadows is actually great on the Steam Deck actually. So like I think that those extra months of like delays and like work
really helped.
that definitely helped with that. And like maybe Outlaws does work now, but like Outlaws on launch, like it did not work on the Steam Deck.
Right.
So
yeah.
Really interesting to see it. These quote unquote next gen, current gen, PS5 exclusives, just go on to Switch 2. Again.
Yeah, we shall see. I think it's going to get some stink on it, though.
Yeah, this is why I think that PS4 versions are never going to go away, because it's just like if you're making
Switch is back now, yeah,
exactly, yeah. Because if you're going to make a Switch 2 version, it's like, well, we might as well make a PS4 version because PS4 has still a much larger,
a huge install base. Yeah, games are crazy now, man. But yeah, just a little thing right there. So if you're excited for Assassin's Creed Shadows, you can play it on Switch too. All right, so Nintendo, there was that whole Pokemon leak we talked about before about all those insane leaks about gross sexual stuff about the Pokemon that we were offended by. Whatever that fire Pokemon, I forgot his name, got canceled by us. So he's not allowed anymore. Terraquil, I forgot his fucking name, the fire guy. Anyways, that whole leak that came out a while ago, Nintendo is going after the leaker behind the major Pokemon leak, and they're called Terra Leak. So I'm going to read this from Polygon right here. They're the ones I have reporting on it. Nintendo is asking a California court to force Discord to give up the identity of the person behind last year's massive Pokemon data breach, known among the Pokemon community as the Terra Leak. It's called the Terra Leak because of just how much information was released online. The leaker claimed to have source code from the upcoming game Pokemon Legends ZA, although they did not release it, as well as the next generation Pokemon titles, builds of older games, and loads of concept art and lore documents. Nintendo filed its request for subpoena on April 18th in the United States Direct Court for the Northern District of California per the documents obtained by Polygon, seeking the name, address, phone number, and email address of the leaker. The company allegedly, in a declaration accompanying the subpoena, requests that Discord username Game Freak Out posted the confidential materials not released to the public to a Discord server called Freak Leak. From the Discord, the leaked materials spread far and wide. Nintendo attempted to take down materials with DMCA requests, but the internet persisted. The purpose of the subpoena is to obtain the identity of the Discord user Game Freak Out, who posted infuriating content, wrote James D. Berkeley, an attorney for Nintendo. I'll say it's infuriating. Alongside the declaration, Nintendo included a particularly redacted screenshot of the Discord server in which the user Game Freak Out posted a file and told the users to enjoy. Whoa. The Pokemon leaks were published around October 12th. We did cover that, but Game Freak announced in a statement on October 10th, before the information was released, that it had been hacked. In the statement, Game Freak said the breach impacted employee information, but did not confirm that confidential game information had been stolen. Subpoenas like this do not necessarily indicate a forthcoming lawsuit, though it seems likely that Nintendo would take the leaker to court. The company has done that before, specifically with Pokemon, when photos of a Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield strategy guide were distributed online. Given the materials that the leaker said they obtained, like an early version of the upcoming Legends ZA game, Nintendo would surely appreciate having the court's backing to prevent that data from being leaked. Nintendo is coming for you. They're getting the request from Discord. They want your name, your number, your address. They're going to take you to court and fucking obliterate you. That's what they want to do. So we shall see if this happens. The subpoena whole thing's going down. Wild situation, but I would not fuck with Nintendo. No, thank you. It's fucking with the government. I don't want to deal with that. But this is an evolving story, I suppose, and we shall see if the courts or the subpoena goes through and all that kind of stuff, and if we find out who it is. It'd be so funny if it was like someone we knew. Like it's Jeff Grubb. He's the guy leaking it all or something. That'd be insane.
It's Jeff Keighley himself.
That would, Micah, I would laugh so hard if that was true. That'd be
He's
so
posted on
sick.
Freak Leaks.
Mm-hmm. I hope it's true though. I hope it's Jeff Keighley. You're right. But yeah, just covering some Pokemon stuff and Nintendo taking people to court. They love that. I want to get Hoag's opinion on all this kind of stuff. I'll have to ask him about it because this is his wheelhouse. All right. Let me see. Oh, okay. So today, finally, the long rumor that everyone knew it existed got leaked and all that kind of stuff. The Oblivion remaster finally announced. Surprise, it's out right now. They announced it officially and they shadow dropped it. It's out. You can buy it on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. We were talking about games coming to, or Xbox games coming to Switch 2. This, to me, is a good candidate. I mean, Elder Scrolls has been on Switch before with Skyrim, of course. So I can easily see them porting to this. I have not played the game yet. I did buy it on PC, so I'll check it out. Very excited about this. I've never played Oblivion, and it is the perfect reason for me to check it out now. But it comes out at a very bad time, of course, for me. But when is it not a bad time? I feel like nowadays. There's always something. Micah, what did you think of this? Did you watch the trailer or anything for it?
No, I think I'm going to check this out.
Okay.
There's no physical copies being announced yet, so a little bit of a disappointment. However, like you, Brad, I'm not in a rush to play this. There's so much going on right now. So I'll wait a bit. Perhaps they'd end up doing a physical edition. I'd be really stoked. But I'm probably going to check this out. I never played Oblivion either. So
cool.
This is perfect timing. Just not in terms of what's already out right now.
Yeah.
Way too many games.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people love this game. They're like, yo, this is the Elder Scrolls game to play. This and like Morrowind. They're like, yeah, Skyrim's fine, but Oblivion, Morrowind. Gene's nodding his head. Yes. Gene, you've played Oblivion, haven't you?
Sure have. I think I tweeted a couple of days ago, but when I first moved to Hawaii in 2006, I had no video game consoles at all, period. Left my Xbox One, GameCube, and PS2 with my sister back home on Guam. And I moved to Hawaii with nothing, but not even a car, just a dream and a fiance, you know. And finally got my first paycheck. You know, I didn't even have a job. So I finally got a job and finally got my first paycheck. And the first thing I did was run out and buy an Xbox 360 and a copy of Oblivion. And man, oh man, like I didn't come up for air for days. I was like, this is I've never played a game like this before. I mean, Morrowind I played, but like the problem with Morrowind is that you don't see the character swinging your sword at all. You know, it's only a suggestion of a hit, right? It's very much a CRPG. So that's why Oblivion is the first one to feel closer to Skyrim. It's the one where when you press swing to sword, or shoot an arrow, you actually see the bow and arrow, you actually see the sword. This is the first one that had physics in it. So when you actually hit something, you know, bodies will bounce. You know, this is the age of the Euphoria engine, you know, and the Havoc engine, and how that was everywhere, right? And things were bouncing around, and that's Oblivion. This is the first one. So Oblivion is the closest thing to the Elder Scrolls' CRPG roots, while still being close enough to a modern game with modern tactile combat feeling and quest lines and everything like that. So I'll be I just asked Bethesda for a Steam code right now, so I'll be hopping in. It looks like that runs pretty good on Steam Deck, actually.
Cool.
Despite being Unreal Engine 5, so it looked like they were able to work some magic there. So I'm pretty excited to hop back in. I'm not that excited because it's like I played.
You've played through it before,
I played so much Oblivion, so it's like, you know, like I don't know how badly I want to go back to it, especially since it's just another Elder Scrolls game, right? But
sure, yeah.
But you know, who knows? It's probably going to happen the same thing again, where I play it and I'm just like, oh, well, you know, I haven't seen anybody ever, you know, in a while. So
yeah,
it's great, you know.
Yeah, it has a lot of new visuals, like redone visuals and all that kind of stuff. I think there's some combat tweaks they did.
See, my problem with the visuals is that it's again that same fucking brown and gray Unreal Engine look, man. It's the same shit as Expedition, dude. And the thing with the original Oblivion is that, Cyrodiil, the world that it was in, it was mega green, hyper green. It's like the greenest game ever,
Yeah.
So much grass, so much trees, massive forest. It was like the first game that ever had like true forests, and you walk into a forest and you're just lost because you just see nothing but fucking trees and wood, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it felt really awesome because this was supposed to be like, Oblivion came out after Lord of the Rings. This is like the Lord of the Rings RPG game,
Yeah.
That's why it has fucking Sean Bean in it, So, and then like I see people be like, well, have you ever even seen a real forest in real life? Real forests aren't that fucking green. And
Well, it's not real life.
Well, first of all, yes, they are. Yes, I've seen many forests in real life, and they're pretty fucking green. They're super green,
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, this isn't even real life, so that doesn't even make sense. This is Cyrodiil, motherfucker. It should be the idyllic center of Tamriel. This is where the empire of Tamriel is centered in. This is the heart of the world of Elder Scrolls. So it should look perfect and idyllic and wonderful and magical because that they built the land around it to look like this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I haven't played it. I'm only going off screenshots. So
You haven't seen the trailer that they put out?
Yeah, I mean, like I saw the trailer. It looks fine,
Okay.
But again, like I still don't like. It looks a little green, little greener. So that's why it's like, I'm excited to try it out today. I'm absolutely going to be hopping in right after we get off. So
cool.
And after I download the 120 gigs of it, Jesus,
yeah, it's a big game.
I guess I'm gonna have to uninstall like something on the Steam Deck. I guess I'll uninstall Final Fantasy VII Rebirth or some shit.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out someday.
Yeah, this is your first time, right? Again, Brad?
Yeah, first time. Maybe I'll play a little today just to see it. It'll be good to talk about in Someone's Son.
This is kind of the coolest one, and
kind of shitty for Clair Obscura for this to just come out right the same week.
Yeah, I see a lot of people complaining about it. It's like, guys,
they're very different, but
they're very different.
I guess they're both Game Pass games, though.
Honestly, I'm a little skeptical about why everyone seems to be glazing Expedition 33 so much. That's a little weird, I think.
Sure.
Where everyone's like trying like get back behind me, Expedition 33. I'm like, dude,
that's a little strange.
And then fucking calm down, guys. Just let these how many indie games get released and get buried every day.
Yeah,
this might just be another one, and it probably won't be. It's like I said, it's a great game. I think a lot of people are going to come out and recommend it today.
Mm-hmm.
So
cool.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls is literally the most successful RPG series of all time ever.
It's period.
Big.
It's big.
So
it's juggernaut.
At least single player. So yeah.
All right. Final story right here. Thought of you immediately, Micah. Fire Emblem, The Sacred Stones is now on Nintendo Switch Online. This is a Game Boy Advanced Fire Emblem game, I believe. I've never played this, but Micah, you love Fire Emblem. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, this is very exciting because I played the Fire Emblem, the Blazing Blade is the first one that they had on Nintendo Switch Online. And these are very difficult games. Mostly because, as I discussed, when I was playing it, it'll say you have an 80% chance to hit the guy and you'll miss. And they have a 40% chance to hit you and it'll strike. And so these games are a little tricky, but Nintendo Switch Online is the best way, in my opinion, to play it because the rewind function. And I shamelessly use the rewind for scenarios like that.
Use it.
Like, you told me I had a 90% chance to hit and I missed. And that dude had a 25% chance to hit me, and he hit me. And I know that's technically how math works, but it's bullshit. So the rewind feature in Nintendo Switch Online makes these games just so much easier to experience because like the Blazing Blade was not a very short game in terms of how many times you would have maybe had to replay it if you did actually lose every battle. Oh my God. That game would have been 3 times as long if I didn't have the rewind feature. Maybe I just wouldn't have finished it. I don't know. So I'm super stoked about this because I liked that game so much. I said, man, I want to play, the next one. And the price is online astronomical right now for what it is, right? And then I did consider, man, but without the rewind function, and you're playing this on a GBA, maybe not great. So this is excellent news for me. I'm very happy as soon as I saw it.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, I think it's I saw this, I was like, there, that's a sick pick. I'm happy they put that on there. I'll probably never get to it, but I'm happy it's there. And it's just nice knowing, I'm glad to see Fire Emblem grow more here in the West. It's great.
Exactly. I mean, I love these games, and I'm with a lot of other people where I'm not as happy with the most recent like entries, like the direction they're going
I didn't play
in.
the new one.
But I do appreciate them trying new things. I would like to see a return to like Fire Emblem Awakening. I'd like to see us just go back to that. Like I liked Three Houses, but I agree with everyone who said we don't need Persona Light in this. We don't. We liked it the way it was before. I liked that game, but did not require that. And then Fire Emblem Engage had some weird kind of hub worldy stuff in it that it was just odd. And I didn't hate that game, but the story wasn't great. It wasn't great. So I would love to see a return to kind of the older style. And, this is just nice to have for someone who didn't get to play these ones. Excellent like choices here, Nintendo. Please keep it up.
Yeah, please keep it up. Any thoughts, Gene, on this? Nope. All right. Cool.
Nope. Not a Fire Emblem fan. Have never gotten into the series. So.
But Gene, what about the hot Fire Emblem ladies? You're missing
there
out.
are a lot actually.
There are, but I got my hands full with Peach and.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Nothing else.
I know. I saw actually in like the Mario Kart World Direct that they had Daisy also in the jean shorts, but she had like the little bike shorts underneath, and that's a look.
Yeah, that's a look.
Very, very fashion, very high femme. I love it.
Yeah. All right, let's end the show. I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to do that. We got some writers from the audience right here. We're going to end the show with some questions like we always do. If you want to write into our show as well as any show on this network, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. We all post threads there. I post threads for this show every Sunday calling for your submissions, so keep an eye out. Okay. This is from Swtich Mitch Skates. Hey Punchers, last week you guys talked about how the new GameCube controller will only work with NSO. I wouldn't give this much credence because the previous retro controllers they released for NSO all have the same disclaimer and all function with normal Switch games. We won't know for certain until people get hands on it, but I expect it to be the same. Well, there you go. That's cool. So there is a chance it will work, not confirmed, but some games may support it, but it's probably not guaranteed for everything, but we may get lucky here and there. So that's cool to know. Thought that was a good write-in, so I wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah,
just a little correction, I guess.
Good stuff. Yeah, I again, I don't care. I'm not going to play the game. I don't play the GameCube controller.
I love the GameCube controller.
I shower. I'm not a Melee player.
I mean, yeah. Hey, Melee was sick, but I moved on. Mm-hmm. When the new, I didn't cling to the past with Smash. I just like to go for the ride on the new games.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I still play Street Fighter 3 and everything like that, but
yeah,
the obsession with Melee.
The obsession.
Crazy.
Yeah. Only if Nintendo liked it as much as the fans did.
I mean, hey, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to be able to play it again.
Yeah.
So Subspace Gallery or Galaxy or whatever, or what the fuck it was called, Subspace Emissary was awesome.
Yeah.
So we'd love to have that back.
This is from the champ. Hey, Punchers. How do you put a price on a game? Perhaps a strange question, but Expedition 33 is coming out this week. It's only priced at $50. People are saying I'll wait for reviews because the low price tag has them concerned about the game's quality. Meanwhile, Mario Kart is $80 and people are saying the game isn't worth the price. I don't get it. Then some people equate dollars to hours. Others say the game has to look and run a certain way. It's all fucked up in my opinion. I'll just buy the game if I want it. Simple as that. I don't think about the story is only 20 hours bullshit. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Yes. Everyone's kind of in their own predicament and like their own situation, what they want out of games. Like, for instance, when I was younger, like the PS1, PS2 games, I would often only buy like long games because I knew it would last me a long time. Of course, there'd be exceptions here and there, but I always felt good about buying like a JRPG or something like that because I'm like, oh, I'm going to play this for a long time. I'm not going to beat it. I got burned by like some N64 games, like cool game, but Mischief Makers. I beat that in like 2 hours or some shit, and I bought it on N64. It was expensive back then, but I was new with RPGs. You know what you're getting. But I don't know. How do you guys put price on a game? The value of it.
I agree with the writing, though. I think everyone just kind of regarded, honestly, in terms of how they think about prices and everything. That it sounds so stupid,
Mm-hmm.
Expedition is only $50, and is it? Well, here's the thing, though, is like like as someone who has played Expedition 33, parts of it does feel like it's $50. Again,
Yeah.
it does feel like it is barely holding together sometimes, in terms of its tech. That said, though. There's a lot of shit in there, and that's good value for it. So it's really stupid. You'll never know how much value you actually get out of the game until you actually finish it, man. That's
exactly.
That's the thing, man. Sayonara Wild Hearts is a 2-hour game. I would buy that shit for $50 easily, $60. Because I love it. I love the music. I love the vibes of it. I don't care. I don't care if it's only an hour and a half and the game basically auto plays itself. I think it's beautiful and lovely enough that I want to support it, so but again, I make decent money, right? So I can afford like $50 for something that I think it's a trinket or whatever. I just got my Astrobot figure last night.
Oh, cool.
From Good Spile, and and I can afford trinkets like that and have fun with it. So I totally get it. If $50 a month for you is a lot, then
just gotta pick and choose kind of your things. To me, like when I see, Mario Kart $80, my expectation is this will be a supremely high quality game from top to bottom, kind of in every department: gameplay, visuals, music, everything pretty much you can ask for online, robust features and all that kind of stuff. That's what I'm expecting. I don't know if it will be. I have no idea, but that's just kind of the precedent they're setting, in my opinion, like that. Micah, what do you think about all this?
Oh, real quick, real quick, between Nintendo and Mario and like Expedition 33, even you just made me think of something I thought of. Expedition 33 doesn't control that well. I said that the platforming sucks, right?
Right.
With Mario games, Nintendo doesn't even begin to make a Mario game until they spent months perfecting how he moves. Perfecting just how he moves across the screen and how he feels on the controller. It has to be perfect, right? That level of work and polish goes into one thing versus Expedition 33. Like, oh, just make a move and just jump. That's fine. Yeah. So there is definitely there is that Nintendo quality that Nintendo will bring that is invisible to everyone because you take it for granted at how well these games play. Tears of the Kingdom, you take it for granted. Remember when Tears of the Kingdom came out and all these developers were like, I can't believe they made a game like this,
Yeah, that it runs as well as it did.
Running well as it did to have this many systems going on at the same time. Like that's shit that players didn't realize or can't even begin to appreciate, But developers, they can see the kind of paint, the kind of processes that Nintendo took to make that. There's a real difference between a $50 game like Expedition 33 and an $80 game like Mario. Anyways, sorry, Micah, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I agree with all of that. I think for me personally, the price of the game is typically not a factor except for if I don't think I'm going to get my value out of it. Like Mario Kart is an example. It's not a big story game. So I do say, I don't know if I'll get $80 worth of playtime out of it. It will be excellent, high quality, but will I get that much out of it? But I don't judge all games like that. Something like, the Lunar Collection, for example, it's $55 for 2 games. They could end up being pretty short games. And I'd be like, well, I enjoyed the experience. It was worth it to me. And like you guys mentioned, it was worth supporting the team who made it. But we all have to kind of just judge game by game.
Yeah.
Like I'm thrilled to see a $40 game. I see a game that's $40. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I'm not expecting it. Like Gene said, I'm not expecting it to perhaps have the attention to detail as Mario would in terms of his mechanics. But I do love to see games that are at lower price points because it's just more games, man. Like, why wouldn't I want to save a little money? I also just think that a game made by a small team and a game maybe that has a more simplistic, gameplay style, if it's $40 instead, that doesn't mean it's low quality. It just means that it's a smaller scale game. They could make it cheaper and they pass the savings to you. Do you want games to simply be $60 to have the appearance of, oh, it's in that tier when it could have been $40 with the same quality? So I just say it's weird to judge games based on the price. It's like, yeah, wait for the reviews. Wait to find out if the game is 6 hours or 50 hours.
Yeah.
But to immediately dismiss something as low quality because it's not full price, and then conversely to complain when it is, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And it really should be a game by game basis of, does it look like you'll have fun playing it? How many hours is it? I like waiting to find out that stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't want to get burned by a 2-hour game and find out like, I paid $80 for that. But we don't have to do that anymore. It's the age of the internet, and there's a million places to get your information before you play the game.
Yeah. And with Mario Kart, I think it as like the first kind of like standard $80 game, not special edition, no matter the game, it's going to take some heat. Even GTA 6 would get some heat. I don't know how much, but people would still be upset no matter what.
It would, because they'd be like, you made $10 billion off the last game. You're going to shank us now. Like it would, no matter what. You're absolutely right that it could have been the next Call of Duty. It could have been the next Grand Theft Auto. Whatever it ended up being, it would have gotten some ire from the fan base, just because it's the first game to say, yes, it's $80, not a special edition, not a deluxe edition. Just the base game's $80.
Yeah, well, like you said, I'm happy nowadays there's so many outlets to see the game actually, to see if it interests you actually. Like, it's not like back in the day when we just looked at the back of the box or saw like a magazine spread or TV commercial. That's about it. Now you can watch people play in real time. So it's way easier now. So just be patient. Check things out first. Don't worry about the zeitgeist. Just play what looks good to you.
Yeah, you have to be willing to wait on certain games too, and just say, all right, then I won't get it right away.
Yeah.
Well, like Avowed for me, I was pretty sold on it. And then talking like to Gene and Maddie and Cog, and then I was like, maybe this isn't for me after all. Waited longer, said, no, it's definitely not for me. But if I wanted to be there day one with everyone else, I probably would have felt like I wasted my money.
Oh my God, dude. Avowed is fuck worrying about Expedition 33. Avowed is buried now. There is 0 point to playing Avowed now.
Yeah, with this, Oblivion out now.
There is nothing in Avowed that offers anything even remotely close to what this old ass Oblivion game does. No, Oblivion absolutely dwarfs Avowed in terms of quality, experience, size, depth, and everything like that. It's crazy. And writing too. The writing is still better. Writing is getting worse in games. It has. I don't think writing has ever been that good in games, and it's only gotten worse now. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Expedition 30. Avowed. Sorry, Avowed.
This is just a very sad state of affairs as an Xbox fan to see that what people are most excited for is a remake of a game and not the recent releases, Avowed, South of Midnight. It is just a shame in terms of, look at what the people, this is what got people's attention, not your brand new IP.
Well, here's the thing though. If Sony did a remaster or remake of this scale of, say, what's a beloved, like the God of War, the original God of War trilogy, that's gonna sell more and be way more popular than any new IP that Sony would give out. And this is something that people want Sony to do. Nintendo already does this. We got Wind Waker HD, at least like several years ago, right? And Skyward Sword too. Nintendo already does this, and Xbox did this now with Oblivion. And I think a lot of people will be happy if they did that with Sony too.
Well, we do get it, but it's for The Last of Us.
Yeah, well, I mean
Exactly.
Days Gone today too, right?
Yeah. We did get Demon Souls. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, so the Demon Souls was one good example. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Demon Souls was sick, and I've always said that the PS5 already paid for itself on day one with Demon Souls. So,
yeah.
Yeah, but to Micah's point, it sucks that there's no fresh new like this industry is not big enough and healthy enough to support new IP and also cool remakes and everything like that. That's basically where we're at right now, you know?
Right, because I'm definitely not anti-remake, that's for sure. I'm excited for this because I never played this game. Same with the remake like Super Mario RPG. I didn't play it. So this is excellent.
You would love this, Micah, especially if coming from after Kingdom Come Deliverance. This is going to be so easy for you in terms of wrapping your head around. Like, it's going to be so cool. Dude, yeah, I'm super excited to hear Micah's thoughts on Oblivion. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm waiting like a week just to see if there's a chance of physical copies before I buy it.
Yes, I really hope that they make physical
no
copies.
news right now saying it
for Xbox. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I can dream, Brad. I can dream.
I mean, yeah. I just don't think they make physical games really anymore from them, from like first party.
Yeah, just kind of give up, you know. It's like Halo Infinite isn't even a real physical copy, you know. It sucks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was there a physical copy of Indiana Jones for Xbox?
I think there was, but I think it was like a download only. I think it was the game key card that everyone hates.
I've only seen the original Xbox Indiana Jones.
Oh yeah, that was a good game.
That's the one.
That was a good game.
Oh wait, hold on. No. Okay, Target. Yeah, I've premium edition. Maybe only premium edition.
Dude, the original Xbox, the Indiana Jones was so good. It was third person, and you can use the whip. There was combos. It was made by the guys who made Buffy the Vampire Slayer game too.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, so sick, dude. I like that game better than the new one, to be quite honest.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Well, hopefully you get your physical copy, Micah. We gotta keep hoping.
I'm gonna play it regardless. I want to be very clear on that. I will definitely play this, but I don't mind waiting a week or two just to see if they do physical copies because I got so much else to do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right. This is from Cameron. Hey, you fist bricking fucks. I've seen a lot of chatter online about people saying they will pass on pre-ordering the Switch 2. Do you think the pre-order situation will be anything like the Switch 1? Or difficult to find in stores or on after the release date? Thanks for fisting those hard, tight bricks. Wow.
Yeah. Well, my suggestion is stop listening to people of what you think is going to be online or whatever like that. You know, a lot of people thought Assassin's Creed Shadows was not going to do well, and it's doing well.
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah. Online is not, it's just a snapshot of a thing.
Yeah. Me and Colin talked about this yesterday in the sense that people are complaining about it, but are they complaining? Are they mad enough not to buy it?
No, they're not going to.
And that's usually the case. It seems like. We'll see. I mean, you never know for sure, but I think it's going to do just fine right out the gate. I don't know if it'll sell more in the long run than Switch 1, but I think it's going to do pretty well. So if you are considering it, you might want to get on that soon.
We are getting fairly close to Nintendo's quarterly results. May 8th, I think, is one. And Doug Bowser did tell me, pay attention to those numbers in the next report.
Oh, okay.
I think he's feeling pretty good about Switch 1 sales. So
maybe surpass PS2.
We might have some news when that comes out. So we'll see.
Interesting.
No, Sony is going to run into the wrestling ring. They got the Money in the Bank briefcase. They're going to open it up, and it's more PS2 sales.
More PS2s,
yeah.
Exactly.
You found more.
Just giving the way, and it's like, no, we sold like 5 million more, and you just give it a bunch of people. And
we never included the numbers that we sold in Cambodia.
In Thailand, yeah, exactly, yeah. I was thinking Thailand, but Cambodia too, like and Laos, The Laotian market, right?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, these numbers were never included on the report. They're just going to keep pulling out new numbers.
Saudi Arabia, we found a bunch there,
Yeah. They can just sell them for like $50. I'd buy one. PS2 for 50, brand new PS2.
I would buy another PS2 for $50. Yeah. Absolutely. If you want to sell more PS2, just make more and put them out there for $50. And you will sell probably 30 million more. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
I'll buy the hell out of it.
Fuck yeah. I want it to look like the original one, though. I want that blue box. that it came in originally.
Yeah, I want that. I want that blue stand, the vertical blue stand too. You know.
Yeah. You should just say I'll buy everything or buy anything. I'm not buying that
Almost,
piranha
right?
plant. I'm not doing
but
it.
you know what you would buy if they had one,
got a
and it was
logo.
like Zelda, like bent over, and the camera lens was like a butthole. You'd buy that one. You'd buy that Nintendo camera.
Who the hell wouldn't buy that? That'd be so funny if they made that. Are you kidding me?
I would buy that too.
Gene would like buy that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I would. It's not Peach, but you know, I'll take Zelda.
Yeah. Take that any day. I mean, they'll make a Peach one, dude.
Totally.
They'll make all the
do one for
Nintendo
everybody.
girls. Yeah, they'll make a Waluigi one for and Wario one for Micah. Perfect.
A regular Luigi one just for the gays too. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is from.
What the hell were we even talking about?
I don't know. You got us on this route.
I know, man. What the fuck, dude?
You're the one talking about butthole cameras.
The thing is that I thought of that like way early in the show, and I was like, "Nah, don't say that. Never say that." But the thought kept rattling around.
Yeah, you fucked up. It's out there now.
We got there anyways.
Okay, this is from Nashville Nibbler. What's up, Brick Humpers? I'm issuing a stand down to the people complaining about the Switch 2 price. Unless you're living in a country like Sweden, here in Scandinavia, the Switch 2 is about $150 to $200 more expensive than the rest of Europe and the US. This is due to a company called Bergsala, I don't know how you say it, which have the exclusive distribution rights to Nintendo goods in Scandinavia since the 80s. They have paid fines in the past due to their scummy business practices, and for some reason, Nintendo turns a blind eye. So a lot of people, myself included, are importing their console. Insane that Nintendo lets them get away with this. Have a good rest of your week and keep delivering the #1 Goontendo podcast. Goontendo podcast. Yeah, that's us. Damn, that sucks, dude. $150 to $200 more than like the rest of Europe and the US. It's a lot of money, man.
That's tough.
That is tough.
So, as a non-European and as someone who has not spent a lot of time in Europe or Canada, even all of these numbers kind of confuse me because they're like, "What do you mean Canadian games are $100 or Australian games are $100?
Does that like equal the same amount for us?
For us, yeah, like spending $70 or whatever like that, and also like the numbers also because obviously it feels closer to like our dollars, right? But then like for me, like it makes more sense for like 1,000 yen or like 1,001 or something like that. Like
sure.
Like as someone who's spent a lot of time in Asia, like that's where my numbers are at. So it's like, which is funny because like in Japan, the Switch 2, it's the easiest and cheapest way to get a Switch 2. So it's
yeah. When it's like, well, the yen is doing poorly compared to us.
Yeah.
The US dollar. So like, I'm not an economist. I don't know. Yeah, we're not economists. We don't know.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the economy. It is fake. It's not real.
It's all fake, bitch.
Not real. It's just a bunch of people making up numbers and assigning value and numbers. It's like an RPG, you know? Oh, this character has 96 strength, you know?
That's your credit score.
Yeah. Why? How? Why? Why? Why is that? I don't know. It's just that's just what it is now because you did that. You know, that's how you spent money. It's the economy. Like all of this shit is fake, man. Anyways.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good luck out there, everybody.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah.
Okay, this is my milkshake brings the boys to the yard. Hey, fisters. The latex suit Pauline skin got me thinking. Is Nintendo giving us Gooner costumes to help justify the $80 price point of Mario Kart World? Which other Gooner skins do you want to see? Chain smoking toxic girlfriend Peach? Single dad Waluigi? Help me, stepbrother. I'm stuck in the dryer. Birdo? Oh no!
Oh my god, dude!
Oh no!
Man.
Oh, and I wouldn't have read that if I.
Bro, yeah. Wow, man. What the fuck,
boy!
dude?
Oh boy! Oh boy! Okay. Well,
Help me, Step Yoshi.
let me tell you guys this, listeners. Gooner stuff always makes money. Look at every single gacha game, Gooner bait. Look at Marvel Rivals, Gooner bait. Everyone loves to goon.
Oh, is it? Is that what that is?
Marvel Rivals, dude.
I've
Have you
never
seen the new
it.
character? Oh
my God.
man.
I've never seen any of it.
Dude, this is the most ass-tastic game like ever. Like there's so many like beautiful asses in Marvel Rivals. And the skins that they gave to like Invisible Woman and everything like that, it's just like, you know.
Oh, I had no idea. This reminds me though of like because like Lollipop Chainsaw, they like reprint or whatever, and people are like, this game still sucks, but people bought it to look at it.
Well, and Marvel Rivals is way, way more popular, and you got Squirrel Girl with her thick ass hips.
Oh, not Squirrel Girl.
And then for me, no, but she looks beautiful in this game though. She's gorgeous.
Oh, all right.
Everyone is cosplaying her now. Like she's a huge star, and nobody knew who the fuck Squirrel Girl was before a couple months ago. But now she's like the biggest character.
She had that ugly ass comic design. Like a couple of years ago, there was like the hideous Squirrel Girl design. It was like, what the hell are we doing with this?
Look at her right now in Marvel Rivals. She looks super cute.
Yeah,
but, yeah, Invisible Woman looks great. Even the basic characters is like Storm. Storm's my girl. She was my favorite. Obviously, Psylocke is the default. Yeah. Yes, I've been a Psylocke gooner since I was like 6 or 5 or whatever.
Yeah, every boy
goes through the Psylocke phase, So I've been there, done that. But Storm looks amazing, and she's bootylicious too. But yeah. Are you looking at Emma Frost too? Yeah, Emma Frost. Oh boy.
She was the new character added, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of why I don't play the game, because like it would just distract me. I'd just be like gooning 24/7, I would get nothing done,
Yeah. Gooning is the way to sell copies. That's for sure.
Apparently so.
Yeah. Should have told Concord that.
Right?
Maybe he'd be alive.
If they made just one attractive character, just one.
Just one.
Look, the weird Gooner gamers do have a point, that it does sell, And again, like I was an entertainment editor at our school paper at Cal State Fullerton called Daily Titan, and we had a whole entertainment product, right? Entertainment magazine, and this was about movies and events and stuff like that, right? And I became the editor, and they told me we have never made money on this product ever, and I said, I have an idea. Why don't I just rip off the New York Post and put a page 2 girl every single issue? And the next issue is going to have, it's spring break. So I'm going to have a topless girl on the cover, and let's see what happens. First week, my professor came back, the advertising professor. I wasn't even in advertising class, but he came back and he said, you did it, Gene. We finally made money. We made $15 in ad revenue, but that is better than negative thousands, right? And I was like, that's the key to success. Gooner content.
Sexy. Sells.
Make it sexy. It sells.
Yeah.
No, this is Gene right now giving a PowerPoint presentation at Sony. All right. And he's like, all you have to do, and it's just the Concord character cleavage. And he's like, this is all you have to do.
All you have to do, It's all we have to do here at LSM,
Yeah. Goon it up.
We should just get sexy. Like we should just start doing like bikini shows.
Yeah, Locke and bikini shows and everything like that. Put Locke there. Get some use out of him and his hot body.
I'm picturing him like I'm picturing him like painting on abs. Have you guys seen that Chinese merman?
Yeah.
The merman in China, he like paints on abs and does this like underwater show, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The dude's living it up.
Lockjork. That's what we'll call. That's what we'll call the series. Lockjork.
Lockjork. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goonering sells always. Men and women like gooning.
Yes, both. Yes, both.
It's not just dudes. So
the Devil May Cry anime, which I've actually kind of come around to now, it's like actually kind of fun. It still sucks, but a lot of people that I know who have not played the games at all and just watched the anime, they walked away and they're like, "Dude, Dante is so fucking hot." And I'm like, "Yes, that's the point. Like the Devil May Cry series is just a bunch of hot boys, So
hot boys, hot ladies. Yeah,
you see the DMC fan base. There's a lot of women there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they love Dante, Nero, and Virgil,
even V. If you're into the Anon driver type,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Last writing here is from Nevitz. Hello, Brick Breakers. I am wondering if Gene noticed that Mario Kart World incorporates a lot of mechanics from the Sonic and Sega racing games, as well as from the mainline Sonic games.
I sure did.
Mind, all these all these people complaining about Mario Kart World just don't like Sonic games, which is fair. This past Direct sold me as a lifelong Sonic fan. Anyways, it will be interesting if Mario Kart World is technically a child's first Sonic game. Thanks and keep gaming. Ooh, let's hope not. Keep that hedgehog out of there. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, as a fan of Team Sonic Racing, he's right. When I played this, I was like, finally, Mario Kart is learning from the real kart racing series, Sonic Racing. I always thought that Sonic Racing is kind of better than Mario Kart 8, at least, you know?
Yeah, I heard that from
a lot
people.
More fun, more dynamic, more battle mechanics, a lot more energy going on there. So, yeah, I totally agree with you, buddy. Nevitz, good buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Sonic lives on in Mario. The DNA is there.
Mm-hmm.
They could put him in there, I guess. Sonic is like already pretty much a Nintendo character to me, or close to it.
Imagine Sonic in little denim shorts. That'd be fun.
That wouldn't be the worst, Micah. Compared to what's out there for Sonic, that is perfectly fine. Perfectly okay with that.
It would be a good template for people, yeah, for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, no, what I really want from the outfits, you know when they do the stupid thing where like the anime girl has like the pants unbuttoned? Yeah. As if you wouldn't just buy pants that fit. Yeah. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, that's fucking weird, bro. She's like 10 years old. That's besides the point.
That is a problem. That's Yuffie in Final Fantasy VII. They're like,
yeah, it's a problem.
Dude, stop, you know?
Dude, yeah, it's Lin and is that what her name is? And Xenoblade X.
Lin Lee and Xenoblade X. Oh my god.
I'm like, please put some clothes on. But what I want, Wario, okay? I want him looking like Sean Astin. I think it's in 50 First Dates. All right. But I want him wearing like denim cutoff shorts and like the first button is undone and he's just bursting out of these clothes. All right. That needs to be one of the outfits that you get.
That actually sounds so hot.
The buttons on his shirt are about to pop.
They're about, if you do like a trick, they do fly open.
But then his folds are clearly defined in 4K 60, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
Jiggle physics on his gut. Yeah,
jiggle physics. Yeah, exactly.
They need to do that. Absolutely.
I mean, he's probably got tits, so yeah, he's fat.
Oh, he does. He does.
Yeah, he's got fat
proud
tits.
Of him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, I think we should end the show there on Wario's fat tits.
I mean, I was thinking that. I didn't want to say it. You know, I'm already like.
I know.
Like
I can read your brain now. We're on the same wavelength now.
Yeah, we are on the
We've
same
worked together for a while, so
becoming the same person now.
Yeah.
No, like when Colin and I were playing Sea of Stars, did you guys play that?
Yeah.
And there's a character Garl.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's a character named Garl. He's a little heavy set. He's adorable, by the way. But like when we were playing that, I don't know why. But at some point, I said like sucking and fucking on Garl's titties, and we've been making that joke this whole time. We've been making that joke ever since then. Like we'll just randomly say it, but then we start throwing it into other things. So now I'll be sucking and fucking on Wario's titties.
Oh my god! I think you're gonna say like Garl on these balls or something, but
that's really funny.
But you escalated it. Okay. Yeah, Garl's.
Garl is a man.
He's a dude. Yeah.
He's a warrior cook. Great character.
Yeah, he's
excellent
cool.
Character.
I love this design. It's awesome. I should play Sea of Stars.
Oh, dude, it's really good. There's a part that kind of sucks, but otherwise, it's really good.
Yeah, I should play Sea of Stars.
Slow beginning.
As a Chrono Trigger, it's a slow beginning too. Yeah. Oh, same problem as Expedition 33. And to be fair, Metaphor also had the same issue. Metaphor really didn't start gassing up until like hour 7 or something, right? And
I still got to get to Metaphor.
That was an issue that a lot of people had. I was locked in for Metaphor like hour 1, but like I totally get it that the game doesn't really start until hour 7, and that's basically Expedition 33 and maybe Sea of Stars. But I should check it out too. I have it on physical on the Switch, and I've been meaning to get to it.
I'm so mad because like they didn't release the physical copy for months after, and I was like, I need to play this right now. So I did buy it digitally, but I'm like, I can't buy it twice. I can't.
I was just like you, Micah. I did not want to play it until I had it on physical because I feel like this is a game that you need on physical, right? Oblivion, I'm not gonna wait, but I do want the physical too. But yeah.
All right, we're out of here, everybody. We'll see you next week. Good luck with those Switch pre-orders. So long. Bye-bye. Punching Up, a Nintendo podcast, is a product of Last Stand Media and Colin's Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Bradley Ellis. My co-hosts are Gene Park and Micah Moriarty. The show is edited and produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Punching Up, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we're grateful for your kind contributions and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.